Hi, welcome back guys. This is your friend, Parallel Deku. Back with another fanfiction. This is the series of What If Deku Defied Fate and Changed Hero Society. Now before starting, please give this video a like. And subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Now let's get into the fanfic. Izuku sighed as he stepped down from the building where the number one hero, the so-called symbol of peace, had left him feeling crushed. The greenette was angry. Scratch that, he was furious. He had spent his entire life idolizing All Might, hoping to become a hero like him, but it turned out, All Might wasn't what people assumed him to be. Izuku would admit that the blonde was right when he said that a hero's job is dangerous, especially for someone who doesn't have a quirk. But dismissing his dreams without a second thought was just cruel. As the symbol of peace, or the so-called true hero, All Might should have known that all it takes to be a hero is the heart of one, not just a quirk. If quirks were the only requirement for being a hero, then every villain or ordinary citizen could claim to be a hero. Where is the difference? They say, where there is a will, there is a way. Didn't All Might learn that through his arduous battles? Didn't he escape sticky situations that promised death and live to tell the tale? Would it have killed him to say, it's tough, but not impossible if you have the passion? Honestly, the whole day had been bad for him, and his former idol had decided to make sure he completed the package. At least this day can't get worse, he mumbled as he made his way down the street. He was wrong. A huge crowd blocked the roads, making him groan in annoyance. Izuku pushed his way through the crowd to head home, not bothering to check what had everyone so worked up. That kid's in trouble, a woman screeched, making Izuku halt. Yeah. What are those heroes doing? Why aren't they helping the kid? Another woman yelled. Their quirks aren't suited for this. So they're waiting for someone more suitable, a man supplied. Izuku felt his stomach churn. Suitability? Were they seriously letting a kid suffer because their quirks weren't suitable? That was possibly the lamest thing he had ever heard in his life. His heart picked up pace as his legs moved on their own toward the scene. No matter who the villain was, he wasn't going to stand by and watch the kid suffer just because he was quirkless. As he escaped the crowd and reached the center, he saw the same sludge villain that had attacked him, holding someone captive. Trick, distract, aim for the eye. Not paying attention to who it was, he threw his bag at the villain's eye, earning a shriek from the sludge. The sudden intrusion gave the trapped kid a chance to breathe, and Izuku was almost horrified to find that it was none other than the person he hated the most, Bakugo Katsuki. Deku, what the? Shut up. Not so tough now, are you? He thought to himself before grabbing a shocked Katsuki's arm and pulling him out. The momentum sent Bakugo flying and landing a few feet away. Before the sludge could retaliate, Death Arms pulled him away, and All Might appeared from behind the building to knock the villain out. The sheer force of his punch sent a shockwave through the area, and the crowd cheered as they cleared the scene while Death Arms dragged Izuku to a corner. Meanwhile, Katsuki was being praised by everyone for his bravery while All Might was surrounded by the press. Kid, that was very reckless. You could have been hurt. Kamui Woods hissed. Indeed, that was foolish. Death Arms growled. Izuku clenched his jaw and looked straight into Death Arms' eyes. If I hadn't stepped in, that kid would have been in serious trouble because you were standing by. Kamui immediately took offense. We are pro-heroes, kid. But our quirks weren't suitable? Izuku interrupted, standing tall. You were standing there like statues while the villain was choking the life out of the kid. If it weren't for me, he could have been hurt. And what's this nonsense about suitability? I'm quirkless and yet I jumped in to save him. You weren't waiting. You were making sure you were safe. And you call yourselves heroes? Pathetic. You should have your licenses revoked. Without giving the adults a chance to respond, Izuku rushed past them and headed home. He was beyond angry and only wished that nothing else would aggravate him further. Alas, fate seemed to enjoy toying with him. You. Not him. Izuku sighed and stopped walking. He didn't even turn back as Bakugo stopped a little ways behind him and started yelling. You didn't save me. I was fine on my own. Your quirkless self did not need to butt in. Don't think so high of. Izuku had had enough. He whirled around and decided to put Bakugo in his place. "Oh, shut up, Bakugo!" The blonde stared in shock as Izuku called him by his last name. "Your ungrateful self can't understand the meaning of being a hero." "What did you say? You were fine by yourself? Because the last time I checked, you were literally in trouble." The greenette ground his teeth and exhaled loudly. His anger was leading to a headache. Katsuki's shocked face, surprisingly, irritated him more. "What? Did you really think that I'd tolerate all the abuse you put me through? Did you think I'd forever keep my mouth shut and live under your shadow? I'm done. You're lucky neither my mom nor yours knows about your behavior." "What did you say? I'm a useless Deku? Because the same useless saved your helpless self today. What happened to those powerful explosions you used to unleash on me? What happened to the mighty Bakugo Katsuki, who stomps on everyone else like a villain yet claims he wants to be a hero stronger than All Might? It's amusing, really. You want to be the #1 hero, but you could easily be the #1 villain without breaking a sweat. A hero who bullies others, is egotistical, and has a dark side. What kind of hero suggests someone should harm themselves? You know what, Bakugo? I don't care what anyone says or does, but remember this. You will always be a villain in my eyes, a villain who has left a mark on my life." Without waiting for a response, Izuku walked away, seething with anger. He had managed to calm himself after a couple of blocks, but soon, the rage bubbled up again. All Might appeared from an alley, looking strong but quickly deflated, blood trickling from his mouth. "Ah, young ma." "Look, All Might," Izuku interrupted, "I've been through enough today. If this is about you realizing I can actually be a hero after I risked my life to save someone while you stood by like a coward, then save it. If you think I can be a hero, I don't need you to tell me that not now. I've admired you all my life and wanted to be like you. But you crushed my dreams like they were nothing. Difference does it make now? You could have told me I could be a hero back then. What changed? Did I pass some test that just happened to appear for you to judge my worth? I never asked you to train me. You could have simply said I could become one and left it at that. What was so hard about that? And now that you've seen me save someone, you think I can be a hero? I'm still the same quirkless kid you left on that roof just minutes ago. Nothing has changed. So stop being a hypocrite and let me go home to sleep in peace. Good day." But Izuku walked away from the skinny blonde but stopped abruptly. "Oh, and next time, please pay attention to your surroundings when you deflate. You're literally in the middle of several houses full of people. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. I have no intention of becoming a villain." As Izuku walked away, All Might sighed in regret, rubbing his face. "What have I done, sensei?" he mumbled before walking away in disappointment. He thought he had finally found a successor, but it turned out he had failed the boy. Izuku groaned as he entered his home and dropped his bag on the couch. His mother was at work and wouldn't return until 8. He gulped down a bottle of water and fell face first onto his bed. Midoriya Izuku was a cheerful kid with bright green eyes and fluffy green hair, but his personality was different. He didn't take nonsense from anyone, but being quirkless meant he couldn't retaliate. Knowing his situation, the teachers had already marked his record unfairly, and any retaliation would only add fuel to the fire if someone looked into his history when he applied to hero school. This led to him being tossed around like a volleyball, and he was done with it. He took out his laptop and began writing an email to the principal of Elidra High, stating that Midoriya Izuku was withdrawing her son from the school for personal reasons. He only needed to wait for her to return so he could tell her everything he had kept hidden and get it over with. At the same time, he looked up online courses to complete his middle school education so he could start immediately after leaving Elidra High. Half an hour later, the main door swung open hurriedly, making Izuku frown. Only his mother had the keys to the house, so why was she home early? Wait, was that a thief? Izuku jumped to his feet, grabbing the night lamp as a makeshift weapon. "Izuku!" he heard his mother call out frantically. Dropping the lamp on the bed, he hurried downstairs, only to be tackled by his tearful mother. "Izuku! I saw the news. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Did that villain harm you?" "What? Mom? I'm fine," he reassured her, rubbing her head as he pulled her into a comforting hug. Inko pulled back, wiping her face with her sleeve. I was so worried. Are you sure you're okay, Izuku? Do you want to visit the doctor? Izuku chuckled at her concern and sighed. I'm not hurt, Mum. I'm okay. Don't worry. Did you really end your shift just to check on me? Didn't your boss throw a fit? Inko scrunched her face in annoyance. That man can cry all he wants for all I care. No one's going to stop me from checking on my baby. Midoriya Inko was an independent woman who loved her son more than anything in the world. She would fiercely protect him if anyone dared to hurt him. The sweet mother was a small, cuddly woman with matching hair and eyes. Inko was smart and hardworking, earning just enough to support their little family. She suspected her son's life wasn't as he portrayed, but being busy, she didn't pry too much, fearing it might upset him. And Katsuki? Is he all right? Inko asked, carefully observing her son's expression. Izuku froze, deadpan, before answering curtly, yeah. His eyes reflected the anger and disgust he felt, and he was done pretending. Inko sighed and held her son's hand. He bullied you a lot, didn't he? The teen's eyes widened in surprise that his mother knew, earning a chuckle from her. Don't be surprised. I'm so sorry, Izuku. I knew something wasn't right between you two, but I didn't pry. Could you please tell me about it if you're comfortable? Well, I guess. I was planning to tell you everything today because I've changed my plans for the future. You should get changed because it's going to be a long story. I'll make us some coffee. Inko nodded and went to get changed while Izuku prepared coffee. Once settled, he began to share everything about his bullies and his experiences at school. He also mentioned how Katsuki had suggested he take a leap off the roof and about his meeting with All Might. Midoriya Inko was furious, tears streaming down her face, tears of anger, regret, and sadness. She pulled Izuku into a hug, where he broke down for the first time in many years. I'm so sorry, Izuku. I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was this bad. I'm sorry, she whispered. Her mind was clouded with thoughts of how to ensure Elidra High and Bakugo Katsuki would never trouble her son again. Izuku sighed and looked at her. Mom, I want to drop out of school. Inko's eyes widened in shock, but she urged him to continue. I don't think there's a point in staying there anymore. Today was the last straw. I don't want to face that bully or those awful people again. They always give me bad grades no matter how well I perform. I don't want anything to do with that school or those people. I've applied for online middle school education by transfer. I just need you to approve it so I can send that email to the principal. Inko smiled softly and nodded. It's okay, sweetie. Anything for you. I don't want you to go back to that awful place anyway. You can send that email and I'll take care of the rest. Now, what's your plan after middle school? If you want to apply for the hero course at UA, I'll support you. Izuku smiled at her. Right now, I'm confused. I'll have to think about it, but for now, I just want to leave that terrible school. Upon Inko's nod of approval, Izuku sent the email to the teacher. His mother proposed moving to another part of town since the rent for their apartment was a bit too high for her budget. Izuku was more than glad to agree. That way, he could keep Katsuki away from his home. As expected, Katsuki visited their home a few days later after the school announced that Izuku would no longer be attending. Izuku answered the door and quickly shut it in the blonde's face before he could speak. Profanity and loud noises followed, but this time, Inko answered the door, making Katsuki act like a timid pup. She, like her son, shut the door. On his face with a deadpan expression after firmly stating, "Stay away from my son." Needless to say, Katsuki was taken aback. The Midoriyas moved to their new home a week later. Izuku had come up with a plan, and Inko was very supportive of it. He started training by cleaning Dagoba Beach and learning to build support items using scraps he found there. Inko enrolled him in a nearby dojo and began training with him for self-defense and to strengthen her quirk. Everything was going according to plan, but fate, as usual, loved to play with our dear protagonist. Oh no, there was nothing to worry about, just a very loud blonde and a very mischievous creature were bored. What could go wrong? It's been a while since we moved, and I guess I could say that things are going pretty well. Mom and I have started training together, and I've seen significant changes in her. She's losing the extra weight she put on due to immense stress. I've introduced green tea into my life and flushed out all the negativity. My online schooling is going well, and I'm proud to say that I'm far ahead in the course. In addition to my middle school education, I've started learning coding, building support items, and martial arts. I'm so proud because I just finished building my first computer from the useful scraps I found and some materials I had to purchase. Cleaning Dagobah Beach proved to be a good idea because I could sell the metal I collected. I could take ownership of it without hassle and made quite a bit from selling it. Mom invested the money in savings and set some aside to help me buy materials for my support items. Coding, well, I guess I'm doing well with it. I'm already past the basics, and I'm happy that I have a good memory. I finished my final coding assignment and leaned back in my seat. It had been a tiring day with all the things I've taken up to learn. I plopped down on my bed and fetched my phone. Funny how I totally forgot about it due to hours of work. The small breaks were dedicated to snacking and resting my head on the desk, so my phone probably felt abandoned. I picked it up to see tons of notifications. Clearing them was a mess because I didn't know which one was important, so I had to read every single one. Promotion email. New video. Advertisement. Promotion email. XXX, XX78 has added you to UA on crack. What the heck? Chapter end. A group chat titled UA on Crack was created by Yamada. He added several members, including some familiar faces. Was this your grand idea? I admit, I'm kinda impressed. You actually did something smart, Yamada, one member remarked. Kinda? Did you just? Also mean, Yamada replied, a hint of playful annoyance in his tone. Serves the purpose, doesn't it? Informal, the first member responded. Yeah, Yamada said, brushing it off. This is a good idea indeed, another chimed in. Oh ho ho, the fun hasn't started yet. Yamada declared. What do you mean? Came the curious response. Watch. Yamada changed his name to Blondin Leather. With a few taps, he began changing everyone else's names, each more amusing than the last. Devilina Vest. He renamed one friend. One kiss is all it takes. He changed another's name too. The laughter continued as he renamed others, each name sparking more amusement within the chat. Meanwhile, in the UA staff chat, Nizu inquired, Yamada, who is Hound Dog? Present Mike? Another voice chimed in. Please check Hound Dog's number again, Nizu instructed. Did you add his new number? Did you not save it? Recovery Girl asked. Oh no. I added a stranger to the chat. Present Mike exclaimed. Sighing, Recovery Girl added, isn't removing the stranger simpler? Okay, but why not kick them out? Present Mike suggested. Because I want to see where this goes, Nizu replied with a hint of mischief. Chio, pick me up. I'm scared. Present Mike said dramatically. Nizu, no, Recovery Girl responded. Nizu, yes. Nizu insisted. This goes for everyone in the group chat. Do not reveal your identities until we figure out who the unknown person is. I'm not sure if this is okay, Nizu. What if that person hacks into our system? Ectoplasm voiced his concern. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm already doubling our firewalls just in case, Nizu reassured. I don't think I'm going to like where this is going, Present Mike muttered. Blondin Leather added another member to the chat and continued the playful banter. At who art thou, who are you, he asked. I would like to know as well, Devilina Vest added. They're clearly not online, one kiss is all it takes pointed out. Oh right. Blonde in Leather replied, realizing the oversight. The chat continued with playful exchanges, each member contributing to the light-hearted atmosphere. In the UA staff chat, Eraserhead questioned, Zashi, what have you done? Nizu, is it really safe to have a stranger in the group chat? 13 asked. Zashi, as always, screwed up, Midnight added with a chuckle. I don't like how laid-back Nizu is about this, Snipe expressed his concern. Whatever, I'm not going to be held responsible if anything happens, Eraserhead stated. Hound Dog, you should pay attention when typing important things. My number ends with 67, not 57, Hound Dog pointed out. Geez, stop. I know I made a mistake. Why are you targeting me? Present Mike pleaded. Because it's a potentially fatal mistake, Nizu replied calmly. How's that? Present Mike asked, confused. If I hadn't doubled our firewalls, we would have been susceptible to data endangerment if the unknown person is a villain, Nizu explained. I know. Stop rubbing it in my face, Present Mike groaned. What's done is done. Stop harassing Yamada, Recovery Girl interjected. Thank you, Chio. Present Mike said gratefully. Nizu continued, it does not change the fact that we could have been attacked by a possibly malicious party. Oh, funny how this is coming from the person who let the stranger stay in the group. You let them stay to see where this goes, Nizu. You're equally responsible if something happens, Recovery Girl countered. Nizu fell silent, contemplating her words. This is pointless, Eraserhead remarked. Thank you, Mom, Present Mike said with a hint of sarcasm. Don't think you're off the hook. What you did was stupid as well, especially for a pro hero. Both of you are idiots. Now shut up and try to figure out who the person is, Recovery Girl instructed. Do you want me to hack? I can get his identity, Power Loader offered. Already done, Nizu replied. Dang it. Power Loader exclaimed. Who is it? Lunchrush. Couldn't you have said that earlier? 13 added. Who is it, Nizu? Present Mike inquired. Are they youth? Midnight teased. Eraserhead, stop, Recovery Girl said. Now, Nizu, who is it? She pressed. Find it out yourselves, Nizu teased. I knew it. But not the time, Nizu, Ectoplasm said. We need to know if they're a threat or not, Snipe insisted. Screw it, I'm hacking it. Power Loader declared. Are you trying to defy me, Majima? Nizu asked playfully. You will not hack, Majima. No one will. I want to see how this person reacts to us, Nizu stated firmly. This is serious. We need to know who it is, Eraserhead pressed. I'm sure this person isn't a security threat. I've done my research. Trust me. Or are you doubting my abilities? Nizu challenged. Pardon me, I haven't been reading any of the above, but I feel a menacing aura at Nizu's door. I do not wish to enter, Cementos said cautiously. For goodness sake, Nizu, no one is doubting your abilities. As pro heroes, we have the right to know who this person is so that we can be on guard just in case, Eraserhead argued. I just sit back and observe, Midnight added. And I'm telling you that this person isn't a threat, Nizu reiterated. Doesn't mean you can deny the rights of a pro hero, Vlad King chimed in. Since when were you here? Present Mike asked, surprised. Since the beginning, Vlad King replied. Back to what we were discussing. Snipe said, trying to steer the conversation back. Ken does have a point though, Midnight admitted. Trying to lawbait me? Don't act like I don't have dirt on every single one of you, Nizu teased. His obnoxious cackling is resounding in the building, Recovery Girl noted. Fine. Is there a reason you do not want to reveal the person's identity? Cementos asked. Besides watching us suffer, Ectoplasm added. No, Nizu replied. Stop fooling us, Nizu, Eraserhead urged. You know me well, Nizu said with a smile. And? Hound Dog asked. I would like to observe this person, Nizu concluded. They are intriguing. Oh no, Snipe exclaimed. No. Midnight shouted. Oh dear. Present Mike added, his voice filled with concern. I'm not sure if I should be scared or relieved that he found someone to distract him, Power Loader said. Definitely not good, Lunch Rush remarked. Oh, you aren't out of the loop yet, Nizu replied with a mischievous grin. I can hear him laughing again, Cementos noted. And what exactly are you going to do, Nizu? Recovery Girl inquired. Play, of course. Nizu responded. Play? And what about us? Don't tell me we are part of your twisted games, Eraserhead questioned. Why, of course you are. Nizu replied cheerfully. I'm in. If it's about youth, Midnight chimed in. I don't like the vibes I'm getting, help. Present Mike shouted. What is that supposed to mean, Nizu? What's your plan? Eraserhead pressed. Wait, you're actually going to accept this? Vlad King asked, surprised. We don't get a say in this, Hound Dog stated. Unless you want to lose your job and license, that is, Snipe added. Nizu smiled mysteriously. Midoriya Izuku, you sure are intriguing. Let's see what you do. Chapter end. Hello. Huarthao typed. At Blonde in Leather, I guess you added me by mistake, they continued. Hello, mystery person, Deviline of Est replied. Hi. Huarthao responded. Indeed, at Blonde in Leather has added you accidentally, Deviline of Est confirmed. Then why am I still here? Shouldn't you have kicked me out already? Huarthao asked. At Deviline of Est decided to let you stay, Neon Hoboka-kun explained. Why? Huarthao questioned. Because I'm bored, Deviline of Est admitted. Excuse me? If you're looking for entertainment, you can find someone else. Who art thou? Retorted. Salty are we? Not for innocent eyes teased. Hello there. I'm so sorry I added you by mistake. Blonde in Leather said. It's all right, Huarthao replied. I should be leaving now. Good day. Huarthao left the chat. Okay, what the hell? Huarthao typed as they rejoined. Please stay. We mean no harm, Deviline of Est urged. Why should I believe you? Your name literally says devil, who art thou? Pointed out. They've got a point, Pew 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 added. Well, my peers here love to call me a devil, but I am not, Deviline of Est clarified. Says who? Teeth and Trenchcoat challenged. Ominous, who art thou? Remarked. Indeed, Neon Hoboka-kun agreed. At who art thou? Who are you? Blonde in Leather asked. What makes you think I'm going to give my identity to a bunch of weird strangers? Huarthao replied. Point taken, not for innocent eyes said. Understandable, Deviline of Est acknowledged. Now if you'll excuse me, I want to leave, Huarthao stated. Huarthao left the chat again. Oh come on. Huarthao exclaimed as they were added back. Please stay, Blonde in Leather pleaded. What? Why me? Go find someone else. Huarthao protested. Nope. You are intriguing, Deviline of Est insisted. We met just a few minutes ago. Huarthao argued. That's what makes you more interesting. Deviline of Est countered. Oh, why should I stay? You could be villains for all I know, Huarthao said. We are not villains, Blonde in Leather assured. Even idiots claim they aren't idiots, Huarthao replied. Ouch, Blonde in Leather said, feigning hurt. You seem to have trust issues, Talk to Me observed. Thanks for stating the obvious, genius, Huarthao shot back. That was kinda rude. He just stated his observation, Pew 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 defended. Which is obvious because I'm a total stranger in a group of total strangers who are determined to keep me here for their entertainment. Why would any sane person want to trust you? Huarthao exclaimed. They're right. Can't we just let them leave? Neon Hoboka-kun suggested. Thank you, at Neon Hoboka-kun. You seem to be the only sane person here. Huarthao said. Hey. Blonde in Leather and Not for Innocent Eyes protested. You aren't going anywhere, at who art thou? I'll add you back every time you leave, Deviline of Est declared. There's a limit to it and I'm going to exploit it, who art thou? Replied confidently. Smart, Minecraft Man But Gray commented. Even more interesting. And what if I said that it's my quirk and has no limits? Deviline of Est teased. Every quirk has a limit, good sir, who art thou? Countered. What if I have ways to overcome it? Deviline of Est challenged. That makes sense, Huarthao admitted. So? Deviline of Est prompted. What's your deal? Huarthao asked. There you are. It's simple. You stay in this chat and just... I assure you that we are not villains and you are not going to get into trouble. You are safe here, Deviline of Est explained. So I should just take your word for it? Who even are you? We're strangers for goodness sake. I can't just trust you like that. Huarthao replied. They're right, at Deviline of Est, Neon Hoboka-kun said. Itchem, Teeth and Trenchcoat agreed. How about you report this chat to the police? That way, if anything goes wrong, you can have us locked up. Deviline of Est suggested. I don't get it, Huarthao said. What? Deviline of Est asked. Why are you willing to go to such lengths just to make me stay? We don't even know each other, who art thou? Questioned. Well, if it's any relief to you, I do know about you thanks to my quirk, Deviline of Est admitted. And the others? Thou asked. They don't and will not unless you choose to reveal your identity, Devilinevest explained. What exactly is your quirk? Thou pressed. To know that, you have to stay in this chat. Although, I'll be honest with you, this is a gamble, a safe one though, so I'll need time to reveal myself completely, Devilinevest replied. Understandable, who art thou said. Do we have a deal? Devilinevest asked. Fine, who art thou agreed. I feel like this is a big mistake, Resident Ramsey but nicer commented. It literally is, who art thou replied. Ha ha ha. Devilinevest laughed. Chapter end. Yeah, I'm correct. I just realized that I've been quite oblivious to the group chat name. Are you guys from UA? Thou asked. Yes, we are. Blondin Leather confirmed. Indeed, Devilinevest added. Wait, please don't tell me you're the staff, Thou said, alarmed. I'm pretty sure the staff wouldn't just let some stranger stay, Devilinevest reassured. True. So you are students? Which year and what course? Who art thou inquired. Everyone in mind. Nizu, you sly rat. UA staff chat. Alright Nizu, what the heck? Eraserhead demanded. We're students? Midnight asked, confused. Indeed. Now play along. A rat needs entertainment, Nizu replied with a grin. Did you just call yourself a rat? Recovery Girl questioned. Nizu smiled. Yeah, I'm correct. All of us are in general studies. We are in our second year, Devilinevest explained. Oh okay, who art thou said? UA staff chat. You can say that you're from the support course, Majima, Nizu suggested. Why? Powerloader asked. I'll explain later, Nizu replied. Seriously? We're all general ed. Eraserhead asked incredulously. Nizu smiled. Fine. Everyone reluctantly agreed. Yeah, I'm correct. Support, poor manus Tony Stark said. The name kinda gives it away. Who art thou noted? All of us are from general studies, except at poor manus Tony Stark, Devilinevest clarified. Oh cool. Thou said. Anyway, I gotta go. Bye. Good night. Bye. Blondin Leather said. Bye, not for innocent eyes added. Who art thou is offline. UA staff chat. Nizu. Explain, Recovery Girl demanded. Explain what? Nizu replied innocently. Don't pretend, Nizu, Eraserhead warned. Yeah, what the heck was that? Vlad King asked. Why am I the only one in the support course? Not that I'm complaining, Powerloader said. All will be explained in due time. For now, let me enjoy my daily dose of tea, Nizu replied. Since when did you start using those emojis? Midnight asked, puzzled. It's strange to see you do that. Recovery Girl, Nizu, this isn't funny. Do you want me to tap you with my cane? Nizu. Snipe, please tell us what you're planning. Cementos, I'm not comfortable with this. We're being left in the dark. Eraserhead, Nizu, spill. Present Mike, I may have added them by mistake, but can you please tell me why you're playing this game? It's honestly confusing. Lunch Rush, I don't think you've shown this level of interest in anyone since Sir Night Eye. Ectoplasm, please don't tell me. Vlad King, this is ridiculous. Midnight, I'm kind of new here. What's with Sir Night? I know who he is, but what does he have to do with Nizu? Snipe, allow me to enlighten you. Sir Night Eye was Nizu's personal student for a while. Ectoplasm, yes. Midnight, how old are you, Nizu? Night Eye's like. All Might's age. Nizu, age doesn't matter when it comes to education. Smiley face. Eraserhead, correction when it comes to planning for world domination. Cementos, Night Eye wasn't exactly a student. More like an assistant. It was years after he graduated. He worked with Nizu on a case and became a student-like figure due to Nizu's superior skills. Nizu was more like a guide. Midnight, that makes sense. Recovery Girl, that's well and good, but we're forgetting the elephant in the room, dearies. Midnight, oh yeah. Nizu? Nizu, I'll tell you this much, this person is very interesting, and I'm sure they'll be interacting with Majima in the future. I wanted to narrow down the interactions. Nizu, because I'm enjoying the game. And I set the rules. Smiley face. Ectoplasm. This is getting weirder by the second. Nizu, no more questions, or there will be no fun. Let them reveal themselves. Eraserhead, is this some sort of revenge? Or are you just plain sadistic? Nizu, you know the answer. Cementos, sadistic it is. Midnight, wait. They might be interacting with Majima? Why though? Nizu, no more questions. Lunch rush, are they a student? Nizu is offline. Present mic, is it natural for a pro hero to be terrified? Snipe, this just makes things worse. Eraserhead, I'm too tired for this. I'm napping. Eraserhead is offline. Snipe, there goes the only person who can handle this mess. Midnight, I wouldn't be so sure. Chapter end. Yeah, I'm correct. Who art thou? Hello. Blonde in leather. Hello at who art thou? Not for innocent eyes. Hello. Deviline vest. Good afternoon. Who art thou? I hope I'm not disturbing any of you. I just have a few questions. Blonde in leather. Not at all. It's Sunday. Deviline vest. Go ahead. Ask away. Who art thou? Well, first of all, since you asked me to stay in this group, I can ask you any questions, right? I mean not the personal ones. One kisses Alks. Of course you can. Neon Hobo Cocoon, as long as they aren't breaching our policies. Who art thou? Your policies? Minecraft Man but Gray. As students of UA, we have a specific code of conduct. We do not wish to breach UA's privacy. Who art thou? Not for innocent eyes. What happened to the sassy who art? You seem timid. Who art thou at not for innocent eyes? I assure you that I'm the same person. However, my behavior depends on the situation. I have business here, so isn't it prudent that I show some decency? If you want, I can sass my way out. Deviline vest. Ah, clever. Manipulation, I see. Poor man is Tony Stark. That sounds creepy. Talk to me. It's natural for a person to resort to slight manipulation in order to get their job done. Every individual, including heroes, has their own techniques of persuasion. Logical ruses, for example. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for innocent eyes. Snort. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Did you seriously type snort? Not for innocent eyes. Yup. You have to know that I did that because you can't see me. Pew pew pew. That was a good one. Vampires suck. Indeed. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Do you want me to recite your lame and useless techniques? Who art thou? I have no idea what's going on here, but can I ask my question? Deviline vest. Of course, please do. Who art thou? Okay, first of all is discussing the UA curriculum with outsiders forbidden. Teeth and trench coat, the hero course curriculum? Who art thou? Not specifically. How about in general? Deviline vest. It's not forbidden. It's natural for ex-students or existing students to discuss the curriculum with their friends and family. However, the hero course curriculum cannot be discussed due to the fact that it keeps changing. The other courses are almost constant, and aspiring students use the knowledge to prepare themselves for their future. Who art thou? Good to know. Into the known. Are you an aspiring student at Who art thou? Who art thou? Yes, and that'll probably be the only personal thing you'd know about me now. Or at least until I trust you enough. Resident Ramsey but nicer. You seem to be sharp. Not for innocent eyes. Can't we at least have your name? We can give you ours if you want. UA staff chat. Eraserhead, Nemuri, no. Nizu, Midnight, please refrain from revealing yourself. Recovery Girl, Kayama. Midnight, Fian. Yeah, I'm correct. Who art thou? No thanks, at not for innocent eyes. I'm not comfortable with sharing my identity and would like it if you just use my eerily fitting chat name. I suggest you do the same for yourselves if you want to remain anonymous. Neon Hobo Cocoon. The kid knows their business. Blonde in leather. Alright, but can you share your pronouns at least? Who art thou? Nope. Deviline vest. Is that what you wanted to ask, at who art thou? Who art thou? Actually, that was just to get a go for my question. Vampires suck. Which is? Who art thou? Well, since all of you, except one, are from Gen Ed, I was hoping I could get some insight into the exact subjects we'll be dealing with. I have a fair idea about them from the UA official website, but getting to know it from students who have experience is good, right? Deviline vest. That's not a problem at all. In fact, at Blonde in Leather is the best when it comes to the curriculum. UA staff chat. Present mic. Because I'm the 1C homeroom teacher, Nizu, indeed. Smiley face. Snipe, I hate to admit, but now I'm actually interested in this game of yours. Yeah, I'm correct. Horthao, oh cool. If it's not much trouble, can you please share some details at blonde in leather? Teeth and trench coat. Wait, you aren't aiming for the hero course, kid? Not for innocent eyes, it's actually weird. Most kids aim for the hero course and not Gen Ed. Horthao, no, I'm not a teeth and trench coat. Devlin vest. Why, if I may ask? Horthao, let's just say that my quirk isn't suitable. Neon hobo cocoon. Not suitable for hero work? Horthao, not suitable for the entrance exam. Blonde in leather. You could at least try? Horthao, I'm confident I can't get it. Let's face it, the UA Hero Course entrance exam is biased. Deviline vest. Would you mind elaborating? Let's see how our dear Green Bean sheds light on the issue that our favorite sleep-deprived hero has always wanted to deal with. Will this make Aizawa bond with the sassy Greenette? Find out in the next episode. UA staff chat. Last time. Horthao, I'm confident I can't get it. Let's face it, the UA Hero Course entrance exam is biased. Deviline vest. Would you mind elaborating? Vampires suck. You can't just say that about a prestigious school like UA Kid. Horthao, I'm just stating facts. Vampires suck. Still, you have no right to judge UA's methods. Horthao, you sound like a quirkist idiot masquerading as a UA chauvinist. Seriously, weren't you guys the one to draw that out of me? Deviline vest at vampires suck. Please stop being rude to our guest. Let them justify their statement. Neon hobo cocoon. Please explain, at Horthao. Horthao, I don't really have an idea about the upcoming entrance exam, but I do know that the previous year and the year before had robots for the practical part of the exam. From what I could find, this has continued for quite a long time. So I guess there is no harm in assuming that this year will be the same. Pew pew pew. It may be different. Horthao, well, I've done a little research and I'm about 99% sure that it's gonna be the same. Deviline vest. Research? One kiss is all it takes. Please elaborate. Horthao, well, from what I've seen, the UA Hero Course entrance exam pattern is influenced by the Hero Commission. Robots have been a part of the exam for about 20 years now and were introduced by Iwasaki Wakami. According to several reports, Iwasaki is a quirkist woman. Her quirk is called laser, which allows her to shoot lasers from her fingertips. It's an amazing yet dangerous quirk because the lasers she fires are pointed and diverse and often result in misfiring and collateral damage. But no one's going to point it out given her position and the fact that it's flashy and cool. Deviline vest. That's some quality information you got there. Neon hobo cocoon. Let them continue. Horthao Fuasaki was elected as the chairman of the commission, which gave her the power to alter hero protocols and policies. Since UA has been the #1 hero school, her focus shifted to UA's entrance exam. The year All Might took the entrance exam was the year her idea was first tested out. She had planned to introduce robots for the entrance exam before she was elected and had apparently suggested that the plan be tested out that year. Since All Might conveniently made his dramatic debut and garnered immense fame as well as the title of the Symbol of Peace, Iwasaki was convinced that robots were the deciding factor for a good hero. Not for innocent eyes. I have no words. Minecraftman but gray. This is astounding. Deviline vest. I'm impressed. Who art thou? In simple words, she tried to promote her idea that a good hero must possess a flashy quirk. The same messed up ideology was forced into the minds of the public. This is the reason why most people hate. No, despise individuals who possess the so-called weak quirks or villainous quirks and yet aspire to become a hero. Back then, these individuals and the quirkless population were living a mediocre life. But after this misguided ideology was ingrained in people's minds, their lives have become a living hell. Any person with a non-flashy quirk is seen as a freak and does not deserve to live. Neon hobo cocoon. Pew pew pew. Not for innocent eyes. Deviline vest. Amazing analysis. Horthao, now look at the top heroes. All Might, Endeavor, Hawks, Best Genist. Have you seen the property damage they cause? It's worth billions. Yet no one raises their voice against it because they're obviously the top heroes and somehow through some really skewed standards, true heroes. Over time, due to the new standards introduced by Iwasaki, the true meaning of heroism was lost. All that heroism represents today is flashy quirks, defeating villains, and posing for the media. They are focused only on curbing the existing villains but aren't focusing on the roots of the problem. No top hero will ever understand why villains have chosen the path in the first place. After all, there won't be heroes without villains, so they've started marketing heroism, letting lives get ruined and villains created. One kisses all eeks, dearie, that is so true. Deviline Vest. I admit, at who art thou, you are way wiser than any teen your age. This is truly a gift. Blonde in leather, please let the kid continue. Who art thou? I just realized that I've deviated from the question. That's so silly of me. I'm sorry for speaking too much. Neon Hobo-kun, no. It's not silly, and you have nothing to be sorry about. I'm glad someone thought about this in the first place. I'm impressed, truly. I wouldn't mind if you continue. Deviline Vest at Neon Hobo-kun is right. But if you wish to talk about the actual question, go ahead. We can discuss this topic in more detail later. I must say, this is one of the most amazing discussions I've had, and I have to commend you for that. Or thou, thank you. It feels great to know that there are people out there who appreciate my thoughts. Teeth and trench coat, we feel the same way, kid. Resident Ramsey but nicer. True. Into the unknown, I am truly speechless. You are amazing, kid. Not for innocent eyes, yes. Please go on. This is a conversation I'm willing to listen to for hours. Well, about the entrance exam, I am sure I cannot beat those robots. There is no emergency shut-off either, as they removed it 2 years ago when a student with a non-flashy quirk outsmarted them. Anyway, for me to make it to the hero course, I would need a minimum cutoff in the practical part. I can manage the theory part with ease, I'm kind of sure of that. Since the practicals basically determine my admission into the hero course, I'm sure I will not make it. The robots are only suited for those with the so-called flashy quirks. Pew pew pew. I have to agree. Vampires suck. That just means you're not qualified enough to take the risk of being a hero. If you cannot defeat some simple robots, you cannot fight real enemies. Neon Hobo-kun. I'm having the sudden urge to confront at vampires suck. Art thou at vampires suck really? May I know why defeating a bunch of robots is the determinant of a hero's success? Because as far as I know, villains aren't always robots, they're human beings, like us. Vampires suck. Because if you can't defeat a non-living tinkin, as you call it, how can you defeat a metahuman? Or thou, that's a really flawed reason you've got there. Pardon my language, but I would very much like to challenge your biased perspective. Neon Hobo-kun. I'm sure everyone here wants to. Not for innocent eyes. We do. Go for it. Blonde in leather. Yeah. Deviline Vest. That was very indecent on your part, at vampires suck. Might I remind you of your own quirk? Vampires suck. Neon Hobo-kun. Teach. What a hypocrite. Who art thou? Permission to knock some sense into at vampires suck's brain. Deviline Vest. Permission granted. Neon Hobo-kun. Granted. Not for innocent eyes. I'm going to grab some popcorn. Blonde in leather. This is going to be fun. Pew pew pew. Granted. Poor Myth Tony Stark. Entertainment at vampires suck's expense? I'm in. Into the known. I would like to see as well. Minecraftman but grey. I am very much interested. Who art thou? Wow, people really dislike you at vampires suck. To be continued. Chapter end. Who art thou? Now, you said, if you can't defeat a non-living tinkin, as you call it, how can you defeat a metahuman? Who art thou? Well, newsflash. You don't need to defeat robots to fight metahumans. Vampires. Who art thou? Ever heard of pro heroes Eraserhead, Midnight, Snipe, Miruko, and such? Who art thou? Though I'll be honest, not many know Eraserhead, and I don't blame them, but if you don't know him, being a UA student, I'll be very much offended, and you do not want to test me on that. Vampires suck. Yeah, I know that grumpy hobo. What about him? Who art thou? Every insult to Eraserhead is one less limb for you to worry about. Vampires suck. Are you sure you're not a villain with that attitude? Who art thou? Endeavor's battles have numerous casualties, and he hasn't even apologized. He's a hero. Besides, it's not like I'm harming you for no reason. You insult my idol, and you face the consequences. Not for innocent eyes. Eraserhead is your idol? Blonde in leather? Really? Minecraftman Bakray, I assume that youth these days worship All Might. Who art thou? The man who single-handedly commercialized hero society. The man who has no regard for victims' safety? The man who doesn't follow standard protocols? Neon Hobo Cocoon, I like this kid. Blonde in leather? Oh my god. That's a first. Devilina Vest, I must admit, the points that Who Art Thou has mentioned are true and concerning. Well, that's for another day. For now, I want to prove my point that you don't need to punch robots to become heroes to that idiot. Vampires suck. That was rude. Who art thou? Back to your ignorance, I guess you're aware of the heroes I mentioned. Now, what do they have in common? Who art thou? I'm going to stop you from responding because I'm sure you'll pull something extremely foolish out of your hat. Who art thou? They are amazing heroes who have taken down many metahumans, and they don't have flashy quirks. Who art thou? Is that enough for you, or do you need me to go into the details? Because given your responses, I doubt you have the brains to understand from example. Teeth and trench coat, gonna need a sensu for that one. Neon Hobo Cocoon. This kid is officially my favorite. Blonde in leather, you don't have favorites. Not for innocent is, oh my god. Is this a dream? Devilina Vest, please explain in detail at Who Art Thou? One kisses Olix. Yes, please. At Vampires Suck here is a dimwit. Vampires. Hey. Who art thou? That's obvious. Who art thou? Well, if Eraserhead, Midnight, Snipe, and the likes were to take the entrance exam, they'd fail. Eraserhead because his quirk is erasure, and it doesn't work on robots. Sure, he can use his capture weapon to break them apart, but that is a support item. Sadly, UA doesn't allow the use of support items in the entrance exam. Thank you Wasaki for that. Minecraftman Bakray, true. Who art thou? Yet, Eraserhead can take down almost anyone with ease. Heck, I'm sure he can take down All Might without much effort. Pew pew pew, All Might? Don't you think that's kind of difficult? Who art thou? Nope. I've seen All Might's battles, and he mainly depends on his quirk. Since it's a strength-enhancing quirk, he uses it to overpower villains. That's evident from him shouting the names of his moves. But seriously, who names them? So many city smashes. Anyway, that's for offense. Defense? The guy basically looks like a boulder with his build. He uses his muscle to block attacks. So in simple terms, offense, punch. Defense, block. All Might struggles in quirkless hand-to-hand combat, whereas Eraserhead is a master at it. Take away the quirk, and All Might is just a defenseless guy who can't engage in combat. Eraserhead can end the match in a few minutes. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Blonde in leather. Vampires suck. Pew pew pew. That makes sense. Not for innocent eyes. Devilina Vest, how wonderful. I must say I'm very impressed by your observation. Resident Ramsey but nicer. I've never been so utterly baffled in my life. Who art thou? I've got more about Eraserhead because he's like, the best hero ever. Basically an all-rounder. Coming to Midnight, her quirk is one of the most powerful if not flashy. She can put All Might to sleep and take him down. She's a hero with style if you ask me. Don't question her outfit too because it allows her to use her quirk better and gives her mobility. I hate it when people focus on such minor things when she saves people with her life on the line. Anyway, she can't put robots to sleep, so she's bound to fail the exam. But according to the data, Midnight is among the top 30 heroes and has taken down many gangs, which is saying something despite her non-flashy quirk. Not for innocent eyes. Poor man's Tony Stark. They just keep rendering us speechless. Talk to me. I'm glad you understand her importance. Not many people do that, unfortunately. Who art thou? They are fools. If you can't appreciate someone who is ready to save you despite all odds, then you're just an ungrateful person. Who art thou? Now, Snipe. His quirk is homing. It basically allows him to lock onto a target and cause any projectile to follow it. It's like a guided missile but more accurate. Snipe uses his gun again, a support item to take down villains. Without his gun, he cannot pass the entrance exam. Yet, he's one of the most accomplished heroes. He wouldn't be at UA if not for his record, and the same goes for the others working at UA. Pew pew pew. I'm crying. Poor thou, oh my god. I'm sorry if it's anything I said. Pew pew pew. No kid. I have a similar quirk, and it feels good to have some support. Thank you. Poor thou, you're welcome. Deviline of Est. I must admit, I've never seen a 14-year-old with such vast knowledge. I can't wait to meet you at UA. Neon Hobo-kun. Agreed. Not for innocent eyes. When I meet you, I'm going to hug you so tight. I feel so much better now. Your words are so motivating, it's hard not to cry. Poor thou, it's alright. I can understand the feeling of self-doubt due to quirk bias. Everyone is amazing in their own way. It's simply cruel to crush dreams just because you have a different opinion. I don't want people to feel worthless because others say so. Neon Hobo-kun. True. You're really smart for your age. Blonde and leather. Yeah. Talk to me. You've had such experiences too, it's evident. I'm happy to know that you're trying to help others feel confident. Who art thou at Talk to Me? Yes, I've had them, and they're quite bad if I'm being honest. I'm sure even Eraserhead had those due to his quirk. Erasing quirks is often viewed as villainous, and I know this because I've seen a kid whose quirk allows him to neutralize someone else's quirk for 10 seconds with a simple touch. In a real battle, 10 seconds can be more than enough to take down several villains. Yet, despite the bullying he faced, Eraserhead has proven to be one of the best heroes. He operates in the shadows, which makes his achievements even more remarkable since he remains largely unknown. I've learned to ignore the negativity and focus on my dreams. Deviline of Est. It's great to see you moving on and trying to help others at Huartha. Deviline of Est. I'm curious about your mention of Miruko. As far as I know, she is among the top 10 pro heroes and is incredibly powerful. Who art thou? About that. Who art thou? The issue with the current hero society is that mutants often face discrimination and are labeled as outcasts. Who art thou? To be honest, Miruko's quirk isn't particularly flashy. She possesses enhanced strength due to inheriting traits from rabbits. However, it's clear that she has worked incredibly hard to master her quirk. Strength enhancers can be challenging to control. Too little force is ineffective, while too much can cause destruction. Knowing the right amount of force to apply based on the target is difficult, but she has achieved remarkable control. While she can easily excel in entrance exams, the fact that she has been bullied for her mutations yet ranks among the top 10 is commendable. She serves as a role model for those discouraged by toxic peers. Neon Hobo-kun. This doesn't happen often, but I'm really interested in meeting you. Not for innocent eyes. You're not the only one. Pew pew pew. I want to meet the kid as well. Deviline of Est at Who art thou? Your observations are impressive. No one your age should be capable of such detailed analysis. Art thou? No. I don't have an analysis quirk. Also, I'd prefer to keep that private, please. Blonde and leather. Sorry for prying at Who art thou? Minecraft man but gray. I apologize for assuming. Art thou? It's okay. Who art thou at Minecraft man but gray? It's understandable to think I might have an analysis quirk. I can see why you would assume that. Neon Hobo-kun. I like your perspective. Teeth and trench coat. Agreed. Anyone can become a hero. Society is really messed up, and that concept is often lost. Art thou? So, you all agree that anyone can be a hero. Neon Hobo-kun. Yes, kid. Quirk or no quirk, mutations, so-called weak and villainous quirks, they're all irrelevant. We're all human beings in the end, and if you can't see a fellow human as an equal, you can't be a good hero. Not for innocent eyes. Agreed. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Into the unknown. Carrot. Poor man is Tony Stark. Carrot. Poor man is Tony Stark. You're a good kid. Deviline of Est. I agree with that Neon Hobo-kun. A true hero must never discriminate. One kiss is all it takes at Who art thou? I respect you. You're going to be an amazing hero if you choose that path. Who art thou at one kiss is all it takes? Thank you. It means a lot. Who art thou? You all seem like a wonderful group. Who art thou? I'm genuinely happy to be part of this chat. It feels great to know there are people out there who share my sentiments. Horthao at Neon Hoboka-kun, thank you for your inspiring words. Horthao, all of you are true heroes, even if you aren't in the hero course except at Vampires Suck, of course. Neon Hoboka-kun, you have no idea how relieving it is to know that someone understands what's right, at Huartha. I've wanted to address this for a long time. Thank you for your words. Not for innocent eyes. I've never seen it Neon Hoboka-kun look so happy and relieved. Thank you at Huartha. Talk to me. I want to express my gratitude for making my friends happy. Talk to me. I know you might not want to trust us right away, but please know that you can always talk to me if anything is bothering you. It will stay between us. One kiss is all it takes. Yes, at Talk to Me is the therapist of our group and he's very good at it. Neon Hoboka-kun, please don't hesitate to ask for help, at Huarthao. Devilina Vest, agreed. We're always here to help you. Huarthao, you are the nicest people I've ever met. Thank you so much for the offer. Huarthao, I should be going now. Huarthao, thank you once again, and goodbye. Into the known, bye. Blonde and Leather, bye. Take care. Not for innocent eyes, bye. Neon Hoboka-kun, stay safe. Huarthao, it's him by the way. Devilina Vest, thank you for trusting us. Nizu, he's opening up. Eraserhead, Nizu, I need to know who this kid is. I want him in my class no matter what. Present Mike, if he's going to be in general education, then he'll be in my class. I can't wait to meet him. Snipe, lucky guy. Midnight, I really want to hug him and express how much I care. I swear I'll protect that kid with my life. Nizu, the kid is starting to trust us, Aizawa-kun. Let him reveal himself at his own pace. Eraserhead, I need to know if he's safe, at least. Nizu, is his home life safe? Present Mike, I've grown attached to the mysterious kid. Snipe, I'd do anything for him. Midnight, I'd do anything for him too. Recovery Girl, listen, we don't need to know everything about him. Just tell us that he's safe, and we'll be relieved. 13. The kid seems exceptionally smart. Something tells me he's capable of handling himself, but we need to know that he's safe at home. Do not fret. He's perfectly safe at home, and that is all I can offer now, Nizu reassured. That's enough for now, Eraserhead replied. Also, Vlad King, Nizu continued. What? Vlad King asked. I would like you to schedule a weekly session with Hound Dog. Your prejudice is against UA's morals. What? Why? Vlad King exclaimed. You will attend the sessions if you value your hero license and life, Nizu stated firmly. About time, Eraserhead said. You will not speak a word against the kid again, get it, Vlad? Ridiculous. Vlad King shot back. Do you want to test that? Midnight interjected. The others nodded in agreement, expressing their support for Eraserhead. Fine, Vlad King relented. That aside, what the heck is up with that level of knowledge? Present Mike exclaimed. Oh yeah, I have no idea how a 14-year-old can be so talented. Midnight added. Nizu, is he right about the entrance exam? Ectoplasm asked. Indeed. It is true that the Hero Commission is directly involved with our entrance exams, which you're all aware of, Nizu confirmed. Is he right about Iwasaki? She's the current chairman, right? Eraserhead inquired. Yes. She was re-elected 3 years ago, Nizu replied. Old hag, Midnight muttered. He's also right about All Might's success driving Iwasaki's morals into the public, Nizu continued. The kid seems to dislike All Might, Eraserhead noted. And he has a good reason for that, Snipe added. I hate All Might, Eraserhead admitted. But I like the kid. Shoyuta. You can't just say that. There are All Might fans here. Present Mike protested. If that was about me, then forget it. I'm not a fan, I just used to admire his work. The kid's got some valid points, Cementos clarified. Used to? Present Mike questioned. I'm a pro-hero too, Yamada. I have my own individuality and am against advertising myself, Cementos explained. Let's just be happy that none of us sell our own merch, Snipe remarked. Yeah, it's just the fan-based companies, Ectoplasm added. I can agree to that, maybe, Vlad King said. Your opinion is invalid, Midnight shot back. I'm done with this, Vlad King stated before going offline. Good for you, Eraserhead replied. Do not harass your coworkers, please, Nizu reminded them. You have no right to say that, Nizu, Recovery Girl countered. I do in fact. I'm the boss, Nizu replied with a smile. Nizu, are you monitoring the kid? Eraserhead asked. Why yes I am. Nizu confirmed. Good, Eraserhead said. Zashi, am I seeing this right? Midnight asked. Shita. You care for the kid. Present Mike exclaimed. Oh, Midnight cooed. Shut up. That's what a hero is supposed to do, Eraserhead insisted. Yeah, keep telling that to yourself, Present Mike teased. The kid's bright and understanding. Quite a rarity in this self-obsessed society, 13 noted. True, Hound Dog agreed. But how does he know so much and in such amazing detail when his quirk isn't related to it? Lunch Rush pondered. I would like to know as well, Ectoplasm added. We can always ask him about it. He would reveal if he's comfortable with it, Nizu suggested. The next day. Good morning, people. Blonde in Leather greeted. It's 11:30? Why the late greetings? Not for Innocent Eyes replied. Class. Now, Deviline Vest commanded. Fine. Blonde in Leather replied reluctantly. Hello, who art thou? How was your day? Not for Innocent Eyes asked. Hope you had an interesting day. Unlike us, Blonde in Leather added. Agreed. This has been a long day, Pew 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 said. Stop blowing up my phone. I'm trying to sleep, Neon Hobo Cocoon complained. You're always sleeping, Not for Innocent Eyes pointed out. Who art thou hasn't been online since morning? Teeth and Trenchcoat noted. Since yesterday, Deviline Vest confirmed. Wait, what? Resident Ramsey but nicer asked. It's 10 p.m. now, Minecraftman but Gray said. Is he all right? Blonde in Leather worried. Who art thou? Sweetie, are you okay? Not for Innocent Eyes asked again. Stop spamming him, Neon Hobo Cocoon said. Really? Straight face. Not for Innocent Eyes replied. You should probably stop doing that, Deviline Vest suggested. Indeed. Spamming is rude, Talk to Me added. I am concerned, Minecraftman but Gray admitted. Same, Pew 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 echoed. Can someone tell us if he's okay? Poor Manus Tony Stark asked. At Deviline Vest, Neon Hobo Cocoon said. I'm not a stalker, Deviline Vest replied. Can't you give the kid some space? Maybe he's busy unlike some of you, one kiss is all it takes suggested. That's possible. But I'm still worried, Resident Ramsey but nicer said. You met him just 3 days ago. Vampires suck pointed out. Yet he's still worth more than you, Neon Hobo Cocoon retorted. You go, at Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for Innocent Eyes cheered. The kid has grown on us, Blonde in Leather added. In 3 days. You haven't even seen him yet. Vampires suck argued. Can someone shut him up? One kiss is all it takes requested. Not a word against the kid, Pew 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 warned. Unless you don't value your life, Not for Innocent Eyes added. Pretty sure he doesn't. He's repeated his stupid babble even after we warned him, Teeth and Trenchcoat said. Can't we just kick him out? Neon Hobo Cocoon suggested. No, Deviline Vest replied. Why? Not for Innocent Eyes asked. Because, smiley face, Deviline Vest answered. I hate you, Neon Hobo Cocoon said. The next morning. Good morning everyone. Blonde in Leather greeted again. Hey, who art thou, are you all right? She asked. Morning. He still hasn't come online. Not for Innocent Eyes noted. Don't worry, the kid is all right, Deviline Vest reassured them. Are you sure? Neon Hobo Cocoon asked. Yes. Quirk, Deviline Vest replied confidently. That's relieving, Talk to Me said. Why isn't he online? Wink with a frown. Not for Innocent Eyes wondered. He is most probably busy, Deviline Vest stated. If that's the case, then I don't think we should force the kid, Pew 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 agreed. Agreed, Minecraftman but Gray added. Neon Hobo Cocoon muted Vampire Sick. Why? Deviline Vest asked. Can I say that I'm glad? Resident Ramsey but nicer said. Good work. Blonde in leather praised. I'm in no mood to listen to his rants, Neon Hobo Cocoon admitted. Suddenly, Who Art Thou came online. Oh my god. Finally. Not for Innocent Eyes exclaimed. Are you alright, kid? Blonde in leather asked. Did anything happen? Pew 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 added. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for worrying you. I'm alright. Thanks for asking, smiley face. Who art thou replied. Are you sure? Neon Hobo Cocoon asked again. Yes, at Neon Hobo Cocoon. I'm alright really. I'm really sorry for worrying you. Also, it feels so good to know that there are people out there who care for me, smiley face. Porthausit. That's sad but nice to hear at the same time, Pew 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 commented. Agreed, Teeth and Trenchcoat added. I'm glad you are safe and happy, at Who Art Thou, Deviline of S said. By the way, you knew that I was not in any trouble. Is that due to your quirk? What exactly is your quirk? Sorry if it seems like I'm being too nosy. I'm just curious. You don't have to answer, yet, Who Art Thou asked. Yet? So I do have to answer ultimately, Deviline of S replied. All part of the deal, smiley face, Who Art Thou said. Ha ha ha. Deviline of S laughed. I hate it here. Blonde in leather exclaimed. No good ever comes from his laughter. Poor kid, wink with a frown. Not for Innocent Eyes said. Ah well, Deviline of S replied. I cannot reveal everything about my quirk, but I can tell you how I discovered that you were safe. Who art thou? Alright. Deviline of Est. But, art thou? Here it comes. Deviline of Est. I'll get to ask you a question in return. Oh, I knew it. Alright, we have a deal as long as it isn't a personal question. Deviline of Est. Deal. Just like how I was able to know everything about you, I noticed that you were frequently active on your PC. The network connected to your PC was consistently online. Who art thou? How would you know if I was constantly working on my PC? Did you keep tabs on my search history, or do you have some sort of ability to observe my activities? Deviline of Est. Search history, smiley face. Who art thou? You do know that's called a breach of privacy, right? I could report you for that or maybe for illegal quirk usage, smiley face. Deviline of Est. Ha! And that has worked out quite a few times for you, right? Who art thou? Didn't that hurt? Neon Hobo Cocoon at Deviline of Est. What the heck was that about? Not for Innocent Eyes. How dare you hurt the kid? Pew 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 at Deviline of Est. Not cool. Who art thou? Guys. It's not a big deal. In fact, at Deviline of Est actually made a good point. Neon Hobo Cocoon. We are going to talk about it later. Who art thou? Alright. Not for Innocent Eyes. Dad. Blonde in leather. Fit. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Shut up. Who art thou, Dad? What? Blonde in leather. We think that at Neon Hobo Cocoon is slowly turning into your dad. Who art thou? Cool grinning squinting face. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Teeth and Trenchcoat at Deviline of Est. You kept tabs on the kid's search history? That's kind of a sneaky move. Not for Innocent Ice. Ooh, was he being mischievous? Smirking face. Blonde in leather. Don't mind her, she's just a bit eccentric. Who art thou at Not for Innocent Ice? Ma'am, I'm 14. Also, EW. Deviline of Est. I think we should be proud that the kid is working hard to learn useful subjects. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Useful in your book or generally? Who art thou? I don't know what difference it makes, but you could say it's generally useful. Not going into details now. Who art thou at Deviline of Est? Thank you for answering. Deviline of Est, you're welcome. Now, my turn to ask you a question. Not a personal one. Who art thou? That's what we agreed on. Shoot. Deviline of Est. How do you know so much about the Hero Commission, Eraserhead, Midnight, Snipe, and Miruko? I guess I could tell you. Not for Innocent Eyes. Please do. Who art thou? It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I just love to learn new things. I was researching the practical exams when I found the time gap between the first year of robots being included and the year they continued. So I dived deeper into the information and discovered Iwasaki. From there, it was just pure logic and understanding of society and her ideals. Deviline of Est. Interesting. Who art thou? Coming to the heroes, one of my hobbies is analyzing them. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Analyzing? Or thou, dip. I like to analyze their quirks and fighting skills. You know, their behavior in a fight reveals their personality. Resident Ramsey but nicer. How so? Or thou? Well, take Endeavor, for example. He fights like he's going to take someone down. His movements are fueled by rage, harsh and thoughtless, almost like he's blind to those around him. He fights to win, even if it means going too far. That describes his personality. Brash, rude, highly competitive, egotistic, always angry about something, and he neither takes nor wants help even when he needs it. Blonde in leather. Whoa. Deviline vest. How wonderful. That is indeed accurate. Minecraftman but gray. I'm just here to tell you that a Deviline vest is practically vibrating in his seat with excitement. Not for innocent is, oh no. Pew pew pew. Does anyone know how to escape Earth this instant? Or thou, what's going on? Deviline vest. Do not worry at Huartha. I'm just excited, for I've never come across someone with such intelligence. Or thou, oh okay carrot. Not for innocent eyes. Why did that seem cute? One kiss is all it takes. That was indeed cute. Also, that is amazing talent there, kid. Or thou, thank you at one kiss is all it takes. Neon Hobo Cocoon. How were you able to analyze Eraserhead? He isn't well known and is an underground hero. Who art thou? I found 2 20-second clips of his fight on the internet. Additionally, I've seen him fight once. Into the known. You're telling me that you've managed to analyze Eraserhead from 2 20-second clips and 1 live fight? Or thou, yeah? Teeth and trench coat. That's incredible. Deviline vest. Astounding. I can't wait to meet you. Minecraftman but gray. He's mumbling some excited phrases. Resident Ramsey but nicer. Pretty sure they're plans with the kid. God have mercy on him. But thou, plans about what? World domination? Face with tears of joy. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for innocent eyes. Pew pew pew. One kiss is all it takes. Teeth and trench coat. Into the unknown. Deviline vest. Ha! For thou, oh dear. Deviline vest at who art thou? Would you, perhaps, share one of your analyses? Poor Miss Tony Stark. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued too. Minecraftman but gray. I would like to read it as well. Not for innocent eyes. Carrot. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Who art thou? I'm glad you guys find my hobby interesting, but I'm afraid I have to decline. Neon Hobo Cocoon. It's alright, kid. We aren't forcing you. One Casilix. That's right, dearie. Deviline vest. Is there a reason you do not wish to share them with us? Talk to me. He doesn't trust us yet. It's too soon and we can understand. No problem, kid. Into the known. Carrot. Who art thou? Well, that may be part of the reason. To be honest, I trust you guys a little enough to reveal something about me. Blonde and leather? Then? Who art thou? It's just that I'm not ready to share a hero's secrets with you. Not for innocent eyes. Secrets? Deviline vest. Would you mind elaborating on it a little? Who art thou? I'm not trying to brag, but my analyses are pretty detailed. I analyze a hero's quirk, its strengths and drawbacks along with its blind spots. I also know their fighting techniques and weaknesses. Poor man's Tony Stark. Resident Ramsey but nicer. Minecraftman but gray. Who art thou? I know it's a bit creepy, but that's my way of preparing myself for becoming a hero. Neon Hobo Cocoon. I'll admit that it sounds a little intimidating, but I don't think you have any bad intentions. Deviline vest. I agree. Would you please explain further? Who art thou? Thank you for trusting me. I analyze heroes, or basically quirks, to help them if required, help myself if needed, and for fun. One kiss is all it takes. Help yourself? As in when fighting heroes? Pew pew pew. Why would you fight heroes? Who art thou? You do realize that there are several possibilities, right? Like I may be pitted against a hero in combat training, or I have to fight a villain with a similar quirk, or defend myself from heroes gone bad. Not for innocent eyes. Heroes gone bad? Neon Hobo Cocoon. You mean when heroes turn into villains? That happens. Art thou? That's one thing, and the other is quirkist heroes assaulting us. Teeth and trench coat. That happens? I'm sorry, but I had no idea. Neon Hobo Cocoon. That actually happens. Deviline of est, indeed. They think of us as servants who should stay behind and take care of little things, like paperwork. Heroes with less flashy quirks often struggle to kickstart their careers compared to those with more impressive abilities. As a result, we usually begin as low-ranking interns, and many never advance to becoming sidekicks. There are instances where these flashy heroes have taken their frustrations out on us for being inquisitive or blaming them for their shortcomings. I don't expect my hero career to start smoothly, and I know challenges like this are likely to arise. While I may not have lofty expectations, I refuse to let anyone disrespect me. I have my own self-respect, and if someone with a misguided sense of superiority thinks I lack what it takes, I'll show them just how wrong they are. Do you like coffee? That's so random. But yeah, I love coffee. Great. We have a lot in common. I'm impressed by your thinking at Who Art Thou? You really do think ahead. I like it. Yeah. Show them what you're made of. I totally support the kid. Take it. You've got your own cheerleading squad, myself included, of course. Yes, dearie. Prove that you are the best. Although I must ask, what does this have to do with not trusting us to share your analyses? Simple. I frame them and use them, they stay with me. I don't want to share information about a hero's weaknesses because if someone with bad intentions gets hold of it, I would feel responsible for any harm that comes to the hero. I can't bear that on my conscience. I refuse to endanger any hero. Understood. That is indeed wise. I respect this kid. That's exactly why I don't share my analyses with anyone. I'll share them with a hero if they ask, but only after confirming they are genuine. Real. There are many quirks that allow users to transform into others. If someone catches wind of my analyses and approaches me as an imposter, I need to be vigilant and able to tell the difference. How would you do that? I'm not entirely sure, but every good hero knows almost everything about their quirk. If I analyze their quirk, I can ask them a complicated question based on my observations. If they can't answer correctly, I won't share any information. How wonderful! We would get along so well. If anything, I think you're trying to make allies with me to take over the world. You're not wrong. You know what I'm in. The next day, Midnight expressed her concern about the kid. I know the kid's probably busy, but I'm really worried. Yeah, I'm worried too. I miss the little listener. Eraserhead, is the kid all right? You do care, Sho. So do all of you. He's a kid. You're not denying it? You do care. I mean, they're not wrong. You're only saying that because you aren't with him. Seriously, have you ever seen Aizawa having a favorite student? All of us have someone. Except Nizu. Thank goodness for that. I was summoned? No. Shoo. Did she just? Oh my god. I can't. DMN. You do know that doesn't work on me, right? The next day, Nizu addressed the staff about the entrance exam papers. I hope everyone is working diligently on framing the question papers for the entrance exam. Ectoplasm finished framing his. It is one of the toughest papers I've ever prepared. Do bring it to my office so we can check it. Alright, but I'll tell you, even I would have to think about one or two of the questions. Any harder and the students won't make it. Sounds harsh. I don't think our opinions matter. Our works have constantly been rejected. Hate to admit it, but Vlad is right. But it's necessary that you prepare the paper together. The Hero Commission would not appreciate you stopping. Like our efforts make any difference. The Commission already has their papers printed. Our work is just a formality and won't even be looked at. Yeah. We could write the lyrics of a song for all they know, and they still wouldn't care to check. It goes out of the mailbox and into the bin. No intermediaries. Why only the hero course papers are to be sent? Bias. I know what happens, but we cannot stop our work. Yeah. The commission is already a little sore about Nizu and Sho. I heard about that one, but what exactly happened? The commission wanted someone from the higher ranks to teach 1A. They dubbed the class as the best of the best. Based on what, I don't know. Apparently, they asked Endeavor to take the teaching position, but he denied it quite rudely. All Might was a no-go. The other top ranks denied as well, focusing on their careers. Nizu insisted that Sho should be given that position. The commission denied. What the kid said about Iwasaki certainly makes more sense now. We never got to know about Iwasaki back then. Only the representatives and left-wing officials deal with UA's matters. Present Mike, and they didn't approve of Sho. They wanted someone with a powerful quirk to lead the next generation of heroes. Nizu contested Sho and threatened the officials with their secrets. No one wanted to be Nizu's target, nor did they want their secrets to reach the chairman. So they complied with Nizu's opinion. Midnight, they're still on edge about that. Lunch rush, that is disappointing. I'm glad Aizawa is in charge of one snipe. Yeah. God knows how many greedy heroes would have emerged if it weren't for him. Eraserhead, they don't like my methods, especially because of my quirk. Midnight, I wonder how the kid would react if he knew about it. Present Mike, he'd probably be furious. Eraserhead, I don't want the problem child to become a criminal. Midnight, oh my gosh. Present Mike, a nickname. Midnight, a strange one, but a nickname. He knows how much the kid loves him. I'm tearing up. Eraserhead, stop being dramatic. Ectoplasm, hey look, the kid is online. UA on crack, who art thou, guys? Guys. Not for innocent eyes, hey kiddo. Blonde in leather, HUYYYYYYYYYY. One kiss is all it takes, no screaming. Blonde in leather, oops. Neon hobo cocoon, you alright kid? Talk to me, how are you today at who art thou? Not for innocent eyes, we missed you, TD, pew pew pew, hey kid. Who art thou, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry if I made you guys worry. I've been a little busy. Who art thou at Neon Hobo Cocoon and at Talk to Me? I'm good. Thanks for asking carrot. Devilina Vest. I think you wanted to say something at Who art thou? Talk to me, yes. You did seem in a hurry from the way you greeted us. Who art thou, if it can be called a greeting, hee. Who art thou, also, you guys won't believe it. Laughing face. Not for innocent eyes. Whoa. What's got you so excited? Blonde and leather. I'm curious. Minecraftman but gray. The child seems happy. Pew pew pew. What is it, kid? Neon hobo cocoon. What happened? Not for innocent eyes. Is that concern I smell? Neon hobo cocoon. Shut up. Who art thou, eek? Who art thou? I made a friend. Izuku wandered along the streets, checking the list in his hand. He was out to get groceries while his mother was at work. I wonder if I could bake a pie for Mom, he thought to himself, entering a small shop. He paid for the dairy items and sighed softly. Izuku hated shopping. On his way back, he decided to stop for a while at Dagoba Beach and see if he could do something different. As he walked down the neat roads, his eyes caught sight of someone by the beach, a little too close for comfort given their hunched and sad body language. A few steps in, he heard sniffles from the figure. Sighing, Izuku placed the bags on a flat rock and approached the figure. Excuse me, he called softly. Are you all right? The person didn't even look up but mumbled something that sent Izuku into a panic. My baby daughter, drown. Without a second thought, Izuku quickly jumped into the water and started searching frantically. He needed to catch a glimpse at least. The water was muddy, and he couldn't see very well. Maybe if he could identify the baby by something, the color of its clothing or anything. Miss, he shouted. I need you to tell me something about the baby so I can find it. The girl jerked, her unique yellow eyes seeming to focus. She quickly got to her feet and shouted, Behind you! The blue panel. Panel? Izuku turned around and found a piece of junk but pulled it nevertheless. If she said it, then maybe it was connected to the baby? To his surprise, it was a drone. He looked at the girl to find her face flooding with relief, but he was still panicking. Miss, I got it, but where is the baby? The girl didn't seem to pay heed to his words as she lunged forward and snatched the drone from his hands. She cooed at the drone as she held it close to her chest. What in the world? Izuku gaped before. Walking out of the water and looking at the oblivious woman who kept muttering rather loudly. Place the transistors on the bottom of the panel and maybe change the wiring. I need to get some new solar panels, or no, maybe I. Miss. Could make nah, my baby needs the best but yes, I'll take the panel from baby number 67 and no, baby number 73 should do. It's a failed. Excuse me. Can you hear me? Oh shut up. Stop screaming. I'm busy, the girl with pink hair and steampunk glasses snapped. The greenette gave her an incredulous look. Well hold on. What about the baby? What is happening? The girl looked at him as if he grew two heads. What? Oh yeah. She seemed to realize. You're the guy who saved my baby. I baby wa miss. What the heck are you talking about? That's a drone. Where's the baby? Her eyes glinted dangerously for a moment, and Izuku dared to hold his ground. Look, do not insult my baby, she growled before looking at the wet drone with motherly affection. Izuku needed a nap. So, that's your baby? Izuku asked carefully. The drone. Her eyes snapped to him, and a huge grin spread on her face. Oh yeah, this is baby number 96. Also, thank you for saving it. Izuku blinked. And blinked again. Miss, he took a deep breath to deal with this calmly, I don't think you have any idea how much panic you've caused me. From your words, I thought that a legitimate baby, he raised his voice a little, had drowned. What were you thinking? The girl looked at him with a raised brow. Mr. Bush. I have a name. My inventions are my babies, Izuku sighed. This girl is crazy. Also, what's your name? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Midoriya Izuku, he introduced himself, a blush of embarrassment spreading on his face. Cool, Hatsume, the girl, who seemed to be dressed in short greasy overalls and a black tank top, casually checked her baby while replying. Izuku scratched his head in confusion. This was awkward. Did you build the drone? Her eyes sparkled again. She really loves her babies. Oh yes. This is baby number 96. It's a solar-powered drone that can release mini-cameras from the opening at the bottom and can record infrasonic sounds too. I've added individual trackers to each camera, but it turned out to be too much work and confusion. So, I plan to connect all the cameras to a single tracker with different visuals. I tried working on its flight today, but the jets lost power mid-flight, and I couldn't control it with my remote. I had to chase it down, but it was too high for me to catch. It flew over the beach and crashed into the water after a loud explosion. I thought I lost it, but then you jumped in and saved my baby. She chirped with a crazed grin. Izuku really needed a nap. So, Hatsume-sen. Just call me Mei, dude. Mei-san. Too much respect. Mei-chan, Izuku pressed firmly. Do you plan on getting into UA's support course? Her eyes sparkled again. He needed to get used to this. Of course. I want to enter the support course where I can create so many inventions and showcase them during the sports festival. Then everyone will get to see my creations, and they'll want them. They'll come from the one and only Hatsume, future CEO of Hatsume Industries. Hatsume Industries? Izuku pondered, biting his tongue as he realized it didn't exist yet. She wanted to set up a support company. He looked at her and thought for a moment. Mei-chan? How many inventions have you made so far? Oh, this is invention number 96, and I have number 97 coming up. So that's 97 and 109 if you count the failed ones. Maybe she could help him out? I am, planning to learn about support items as well in addition to the general education syllabi. Actually, I've started, but it's kind of hard to just learn from the internet. She stopped wiping the water off her invention and looked at him. You aren't applying for the hero course? Izuku shook his head, and Mei frowned. Dude, with your physique and attitude, you'd make a good hero. Don't you think? Thanks, Izuku mumbled. Tell you what, Mei chirped with a big toothy grin. You tell me your quirk, and I'll make you customized inventions that you can use. Izuku stared at her for a second before gasping softly. You do that? Mei-chan. Of course. You saved my invention, and you can help promote my other creations too. Well, you know what, never mind. Also, I don't have a quirk. He expected Mei to look at him in horror or disgust, but she just hummed. Mei-chan. So, what are you going to use? A knife? No, a taser? Mediocre. How about stun batons? Possible but not long range. A gun? Possibly a low radiation laser? Enhancers? Risky. You don't have a quirk, so you can't depend on them. Well, gotta look into it. Meanwhile, Izuku just stood there, wondering if this was really happening. He told someone he was quirkless and they didn't freak out. Now he knew he needed a long nap. Mei looked at him and grinned. How about you come down to my workshop tomorrow? We can plan your weapons and create inventions together. Izuku was about to scream but realized what she meant and sighed. All right, Mei-chan. Where is your workshop? Mei took his phone from the ground where he had dropped it before jumping into the water, shoved it in his face to get it unlocked, snatched it back, saved her number, texted herself, took her phone, saved his number, texted the address back, and shoved the phone into Izuku's chest, the smile never leaving her face. Izuku sighed and smiled. He had to get used to her enthusiasm. Thank you, Mei-chan. I'll be there around 3 p.m. if that's okay with you. Oh sure. We can work on so many new inventions. Okay, gotta go. Bye, Izuku-chan. And she was gone. Izuku picked up his bags and started toward home. Mei volunteered to help him. He could learn so much from her. Wait, they exchanged numbers and she didn't hate him. Did that mean? He made a friend. He was so happy to have a real friend after almost 10 years. Sprinting into his home, he hopped onto the couch and texted his mother that he had made a friend. He spotted the group chat, and a smile spread on his face. Maybe he could share this news with the good people too. Last time, who art thou, eek? Who art thou, I made a friend. Present, blonde in leather, eek. That's amazing. Resident incubator, nice. Poor man's Tony Stark, good job, kid. Into the unknown, yay for you. Not for innocent eyes. Congratulations, sweetie. Minecraftman but gray, that's good to hear. Neon Hobo-cocoon, are they? Trustworthy? Not for innocent eyes. Upright arrow. Blonde and leather. Neon Hobo-cocoon, shut up. Both of you. Who art thou, Tixty? Who art thou at Neon Hobo-cocoon? I met them just a while ago, and I'm not sure, but hey. You can't know if you don't try, right? Winky face. Talk to me, that is indeed good news, but if you don't mind me asking, did you not have many friends growing up? Who art thou at talk to me? Nope. The last time I had friends, if you could call them that, was when I was 4. Neon Hobo-cocoon. That's the age when most kids get their quirks. They abandoned you for your quirk, didn't they? Who art thou? Sorta. Who art thou? I wouldn't have minded if they just abandoned me and ignored me, but no. They stuck around to bully me. Neon Hobo-cocoon. Names. Not for innocent eyes. Names, kiddo. Blonde and leather. We just want to talk. Smiley face. Thou? Nope. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't want anything to do with them. One Ksilix. That's right, dearie. Now that you've moved on, just focus on your dreams. Your success will be the biggest punishment for them. Who art thou at one kiss is all it takes. You're literally the sweetest person ever. After my mom, of course, hee hee. Thank you, smiley face. One kiss is all it takes. You're welcome, dear. Not for innocent eyes. So, who's the lucky person? Who art thou? I'm obviously not going to reveal anything about them when I haven't told you guys much about myself in the first place XD. Who art thou? But they're really amazing. Although the way we met is weird, for lack of better words. Deviline Vest. Interesting. Who art thou? And they didn't judge me for my quirk. That's like, super rare. Who art thou? In fact, they want to help me. Isn't that amazing? Nabla. Blonde in leather. Okay, I know this is out of context, but you sound like an excited little puppy. Not for innocent eyes, and it's adorable. Neon Hobo-cocoon. Please do tell us if they ever hurt you. Not for innocent eyes. Kiddo, at Neon Hobo-cocoon is going to replace your dad soon. Who art thou? Dad? Who is that? Not for innocent eyes. Blonde in leather. Neon Hobo-cocoon. Pew pew pew. Teeth and trench coat. Resident Ramsey but nicer. Into the unknown. Not for innocent eyes. Okay, was not expecting that. Blonde in leather. Sad face. Neon Hobo-cocoon. What happened? Thought. Never in the picture but very much alive as far as I know. Pew pew pew. Sorry for bringing that up. Hortao, it's fine. Anyway, gotta go now. Thank you. Also, I might be a little busy tomorrow, so please don't worry, smiley face. Not for innocent eyes. Teeth and trench coat. Alright. Neon hobo cocoon. Be safe. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Goodbye. Hortao is offline. Next day. UA staff chat. Nizu, good afternoon. Eraserhead, what is it now? Midnight, why did you ask everyone to be online? Ectoplasm, it's lunch break. Can't we just eat peacefully? Lunch rush, I'm busy. Just type and I'll check later. Lunch rush is offline. Recovery girl, something important? Because I have 3 kids in the infirmary. Nizu, you can take care of them, recovery girl. You'll know what I'm going to talk about anyway. Present Mike. Chio, sad face. Present Mike, don't leave us with him. Recovery girl. Alright. Present Mike. Present Mike, traitor. Ectoplasm, savage granny. Eraserhead, Zashi, stop. Get this over with quickly, Nizu. I have to nap. Midnight, you always nap. Eraserhead, and? Midnight, never mind. Cementos, back to the topic. Vlad King. Yeah, what is it about, Nizu? Nizu, we're back on topic, good. Please proceed. Nizu, there will be a staff meeting held at 5 p.m. this evening. Every member of the staff must attend without fail. Eraserhead. Why? Midnight. Not another meeting. Present Mike, please don't tell me it's another lecture about fur grooming. Ectoplasm, or the art of making perfect tea. Snipe, or growing tea plantations. Vlad King, or the different types of tea. Midnight, I just realized that we've had countless meetings about irrelevant topics. 13. Remember the time we had to listen to him talking about picking the perfect vest and tie? Hound dog. Can we let the principal continue? Eraserhead, Nizu. Nizu, I'm deeply sorry to inform you that it's not about my entertainment this time. Midnight. Vlad King. Cementos. Eraserhead, and Nizu, we are going to discuss the newest addition to our staff. Meeting room, 5 p.m. All the members of UA staff were seated at the large rectangular table. Nizu was at the center of the left end while Recovery Girl was to his immediate left. The first seat to Nizu's right was empty, and Aizawa was seated next to it, followed by Cementos. Lunch Rush entered the room with a cart full of beverages and slid them into their respective places. Of course, every other member was served some type of soft drink while Nizu and Aizawa had tea and piping hot coffee respectively. Nemuri sipped her orange soda, which was a surprise because she wasn't a big fan of it, and eyed Aizawa warily. You know, there are other drinks in this world besides coffee. Aizawa looked at her with his usual tired expression. Those are poison. Nemuri and Hizashi let out offended gasps while Chio rolled her eyes at their antics. However, before the two could speak further, the Chimera interrupted them. Good afternoon, heroes. Welcome to today's staff meeting. As mentioned earlier, this is about the new member of our staff. I have taken the autonomous decision to appoint this person as a member of our staff due to several reasons, my entertainment being one of them. As of today, the UA fraternity has grown by 1 person, and I hope we can get along well. Nizu paused and Aizawa frowned. Who did you? I am coming through the door like a normal person. Ha ha ha. Aizawa's head hit the table with a loud groan. Mike scrunched his face. Cementos sighed. Hound Dog remained calm. Majima's eye twitched, and Ectoplasm's expression couldn't be seen. Midnight rolled her eyes and crossed her arms. No normal person yells that they are coming through the door like a normal person. Nor do they break the doors, Snipe remarked. Or laugh creepily, Power Loader muttered. H-dash. Ahem. All Might coughed awkwardly due to their reactions. I am here, he yelled, causing everyone to sigh. To guide the future heroes. Poor Aizawa just looked like he was finally done with his life. Nizu smiled at the buff blonde and cleared his throat. Thank you, All Might, for your boisterous arrival. Please take a seat so that we can proceed further. All Might sat down beside Aizawa, who had his head down on the table. Nizu looked at the sleep-deprived teacher and cleared his throat again. Eraserhead, please pay attention to the meeting. You can regret your life choices later. Eraserhead, I heard that you're the #1 underground hero. All Might boomed. Aizawa gave him an uninterested side-eye glance and sighed. And you're the #1 limelight hero. Big difference. Now shut up. All Might's smile faltered at Aizawa's tone, and a huge drop of sweat comically appeared on the back of his head. Midnight snickered silently while Mike muffled his mouth with both hands. Attention, Nizu commanded, and everyone straightened. I apologize for not involving the rest of you in my decision to appoint All Might as a member of our staff. The decision was made after weighing our options as well as due to some considerations that would do good to be concealed from the world. As such, we have decided unanimously that as the staff, you have the right to know about the circumstances of All Might's acceptance for an unforeseen opening. All Might, please proceed. All Might stood up from his seat and walked towards the spot beside Nizu where everyone could see him. Good evening, my fellow heroes, All Might greeted calmly, even though his voice was still loud, which surprised almost everyone. At the outset, I would like to apologize for keeping my admission as a member of UA staff a secret from you. Due to circumstances that we unfortunately could not openly discuss, we had to keep our interactions clandestine. As such, we have decided not to reveal it due to this being a potential threat to national security. As an outline, I would like to inform you that I am planning to retire. This earned mild gasps from some members. All Might inhaled deeply and continued, the cause for this decision is troubling to discuss. I hope that as pro-heroes who are working to ensure tranquility in this overpowered society, you would keep this meeting a secret indefinitely. Only a select few are aware of my current state, and I would like to entrust you with the details which, I'm afraid, would throw the world into chaos if they ever got out. The staff frowned at his words and waited for him to continue. Almost everyone went pale in horror as white fumes began to emerge from All Might's body. Soon, there stood the #1 hero, looking frail and thin, with a faint trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. This, All Might raised his hand slowly and stared at it, is my real form. How? Mike was the first to break the stunned silence. All Might smiled sadly and lifted his shirt to reveal a large scar. A villain did that to me. 5 years ago. It was a wound that nearly crippled me back then and still affects me. After several surgeries over many weeks, I made it out alive, barely. My entire digestive system was nearly destroyed, and I had to have my stomach removed. What society sees is my muscle form, the kind people at the pool create by skiing in their gut. Unfortunately, I can only maintain that form for 3 hours a day. In simple terms, the symbol of peace is not going to last. All Might wanted to help train the young heroes while he can, as once his power fades, he can no longer do it. His mentorship will be appreciated by the aspiring heroes, Nizu added, which made Aizawa frown. That being said, All Might smiled softly. I am Yagi Tashinori. Pleased to make your acquaintance, and I hope we can get along. Thank you. Once Yagi was back in his seat, the Chimera announced that All Might would be taking up the post for hero training and would assist the Hero Corps students. The meeting ended soon, and the staff dispersed, leaving Aizawa, Nizu, All Might, and Recovery Girl in the room. Aizawa sighed and looked at Nizu before speaking up. With all due respect, Nizu, the others looked at him, I don't think the reason for All Might being here is as simple as that. Nizu smirked into his cup of tea. Getting past Aizawa was not easy. The underground hero was too smart to outwit. Honestly, Nizu knew this would happen, and Aizawa did not disappoint. He put his cup down and smiled. Please elaborate, Aizawa. I know that you do things to amuse yourself at others' expense, but you never take up fragile matters of such importance for entertainment. All Might providing his mentorship might make sense to the others, but I am not convinced. I know you would have considered various alternatives for him helping our students, given the risks associated with his presence at UA. Still, since you've chosen not to go with the safer options, I would like to know if you are willing to take responsibility for the impending risks. All Might being a teacher at UA would mean putting the safety of the staff and students alike in danger. More specifically, UA will become a target for villain groups. There is something you do not wish to disclose regarding this sudden decision, and I am not going to pry. But if the ulterior motive of this entire mentorship facade is to choose a successor for All Might's title of the symbol of peace, then I have opinions on it. With all due respect, UA is a school that works hard to bring out the best in heroes. There are other hero schools out there that produce heroes while we sculpt them. There's a difference, and we most certainly are not going to breed the next symbol of peace. We are shaping heroes who can save, not husks who can fill a marketable position. Every hero must rise to the top with their own caliber and not be offered a position without mutual agreement. This isn't a dynasty, Nizu. I hope you understand the risks associated with whatever you have planned for us. Aizawa stood up and bowed slightly before turning around to exit. Before he could, he felt a hand on his shoulder and turned around with a sigh to face Yagi Tashinori. Aizawa-kun, I can understand your concern for your students as well as the staff. I assure you that no harm will. No. Huh. Aizawa stuffed his hands in his pockets and looked All Might in the eye. Please don't make promises you cannot keep, All Might. If you can really understand my views, then I'm sure you would know that what you are about to promise is impossible. UA consists of over 1,000 kids, and you would never know who might be used as bait to take you down. I'm sure you're capable of holding your own against an enemy, but I won't accept it if you are going to take the risk of putting young students in danger. All Might, as a hero who wants to save people and help society with my full potential, I respect you. What you have done is indeed noble, and I thank you for that. But that doesn't mean I should. Like you. You and I are entirely different in many ways, including the nature of our hero work. We are like day and night. We share different morals and opinions, and I will not hesitate to say that I do not agree with your ways. The only thing we can agree on is that you save people. I am not going to ask you your real motives because I trust that you have no evil intent. Yet, I will tell you this, you are not qualified for teaching. Your experiences alone can't make you a teacher. The personal mentor? Maybe. But a teacher? You don't even have a teaching license. So I suggest you think about your plans because under no circumstances do I want any student to be put in harm's way. As the underground hero walked out of the room, leaving a shocked Yagi behind, Nizu smiled proudly. This was the reason he liked and respected Aizawa. Time skip to 8:30 p.m. brought to you by Mei teaching Izuku how to build a simple drone and playfully scolding him for getting the wiring wrong. Yeah, I'm correct. Not for innocent eyes. Hello, who art thou? Blonde and leather. How was your day? Who art thou? Oh, hi. Who art thou? It was great. I spent some time with my new friend, and we worked on a few things. Pew pew pew. You seem to have enjoyed your day. Who art thou? A lot. Who art thou? What about you guys? Not for innocent eyes. Well, it was okay. Who art thou? Who art thou? Did anything happen? Blonde and leather. You could say that. Blonde and leather. Also at Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for innocent eyes, right? At Neon Hobo Cocoon. Pew pew pew. I don't know what's going on, but at Neon Hobo Cocoon. Poor man's Tony Stark at Neon Hobo Cocoon. Neon Hobo Cocoon is online. Neon Hobo Cocoon. What? Not for innocent eyes. Come on. Lighten up. Don't keep sulking. Blonde and leather. Yeah. Who art thou? Are you alright at Neon Hobo Cocoon? Who art thou? Something wrong. Neon Hobo Cocoon. UA staff chat. Eraserhead, Zashi, Nem, you did that on purpose, didn't you? Midnight, aw, come on show. He's going to cheer you up. Present Mike, look at that. He seems to be worried about you. Eraserhead, I'm too tired for your games. I'm leaving for patrol soon. Yeah, I'm correct. Neon Hobo Cocoon at Who art thou? Bad mood. Who art thou? Oh, wanna talk? If you need to. Well, I know you have a therapist in your group, but just in case you need someone. Never mind. Neon Hobo Cocoon, it's alright, kid. I'll be okay. Thanks for the offer. Blonde and leather. Also, did you stutter over text? Not for innocent eyes. Cute. Neon Hobo Cocoon. I'm going to sleep. Neon Hobo Cocoon is offline. Next day. Yeah, I'm correct. Devilina Vest. Good afternoon at Who art thou? Devilina Vest. Are you, perhaps, available at the moment? Who art thou? Good afternoon. Who art thou? I'm free right now. Need something? Who art thou? Also, are you feeling better now at Neon Hobo-kun? Neon Hobo-kun. I am. Thank you for asking. Blonde in leather? Thu. Not for innocent eyes. Ah, the perfect son. Who art thou? 60. Deviline vest. Well, we were working on some analyses and I wanted to ask you your opinion on a particular hero. Who art thou? I'm fine with it. Which hero, by the way? Who art thou? Also, don't you have classes now? Not for innocent eyes. Free hours. Blonde in leather, and boredom. Deviline vest. As for the hero, it's All Might, smiley face. Not for innocent eyes. Yes. Who art thou? Oh wow. Who art thou? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, I have varied opinions on All Might. Who art thou? I hope there aren't any All Might fans here because I don't want to offend them. Minecraft member Gray. There aren't any fanatics here. Pew pew pew, go ahead. Deviline vest. I can assure you that you won't be offending anyone. Please proceed. Who art thou? Well, let's see. Where to start? Neon Hobo-kun. Is All Might an ideal hero? Who art thou? Well, in the eyes of today's society driven by unreasonable morals, yes. Who art thou? In reality? Partially. Pew pew pew. Partially? Who art thou? The essence of a heroic spirit lies not only in saving people in need but also in preventing troubles before they escalate. Heroes have many responsibilities, but a few take precedence. Who art thou? Civilian safety. Following victim safety protocols. Evacuation and related matters. Who art thou? A person is given the title of a hero to protect people and ensure their safety. Apprehending the villain isn't their primary objective because even the police can do that. Of course, when it comes to it, heroes do need to confront villains, but the safety of civilians takes priority. Deviline vest, indeed. Into the unknown. I agree. Who art thou, and All Might? Well, I said partially because he doesn't exactly follow the above. I mean, All Might does save people and makes it his priority, but the protocols state that every hero must ensure that civilians are safe by assisting medical staff in checkups. A hero must also reduce collateral damage, usually by leading the fight to less crowded areas. Who art thou? All Might doesn't assist the medics while checking on the victims or even call for immediate medical attention after saving someone. He considers saving people his only job and doesn't stick around for the necessary procedures. Not for innocent eyes. That's just sad. Who art thou? Regarding collateral damage, All Might may not cause as much as Endeavor, but it's still damage. Minimum destruction isn't avoidable, but one must act to minimize it as much as possible. To be honest, All Might is very powerful. No one knows what his quirk is exactly, and it's evident that he has formidable control over it. That doesn't mean he's an expert hero. Sure, he's saved many and fought many, but he also isn't always logical. From his fights, I could observe that he isn't exactly capable of estimating the force he needs to put into his punches according to the situation. Since his quirk is incredibly powerful, even a slight difference in the ideal pressure could lead to serious consequences. Who art thou? From the perspective of heroes saving civilians, he's an ideal hero, but in other qualifications. Not so ideal. So yeah, he's partially ideal. Neon Hobo-kun. At least someone knows this. Thank you, kid. You're very smart. Blonde leather. Agreed. Not for innocent eyes. Carrot. Pew pew pew. Carrot. Deviline vest. Indeed. You make some splendid observations at Who art thou? Deviline vest. But can I ask you something? Who art thou? Yes? Deviline vest. You were very precise about All Might not assisting in the medical safety protocols. That means you either have been to a good number of his fights or have personal experience with it. Which is it? Who art thou? One kisses all X. Don't worry, dearie. Just be honest. Who art thou? The latter. Neon Hobo-kun. What did he do? Chapter. Last time. Deviline vest. You were very precise about All Might not assisting in the medical safety protocols. That means you either have been to a good number of his fights or have personal experience with it. Which is it? Who art thou? One kisses all X. Don't worry, dearie. Just be honest. Who art thou? The latter. Neon Hobo-kun. What did he do? Yeah, I'm correct. Who art thou? It's not that important. Neon Hobo-kun. It is. Now spill. Deviline of Est. Please do tell us. Not for innocence. Sweetie, did that idiot do something to you? Blonde in leather. Tell us, kid. Who art thou? Irrelevant. Next question, please? Neon Hobo Cocoon. I want to know. What did he do? Not for innocent eyes. We want to know. One kiss is all it takes. Please don't worry, dear. We don't judge. Poor man's Tony Stark. Come on. Minecraft man but gray. Indeed. We are interested to know what happened. Who art thou? Who art thou? Fine. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Good. Not for innocent eyes. Winky face. Blonde in leather. Who art thou? So, a few months ago I was returning from school, and believe me, saying that it was a bad day for me would be an understatement. Who art thou? On my way back, I was attacked by a villain who looked like he was made of sludge. Not for innocent eyes. Oh my god. Blonde in leather. Are you alright? Neon Hobo Cocoon. Who art thou? I'm alright. Who art thou? But the experience was horrible. The sludge tried to take over my body by entering through my nose and mouth. Minecraft man but gray. That's frightening. Into the known. Oh dear. Who art thou? I tried my best to fight it, but in the end, it was of no use. Then All Might saved me just in time. Not for innocent eyes. Thank goodness. Neon Hobo Cocoon. What happened after that? Thou? Well, he woke me up and then said he was grateful that I didn't die before leaving. One kiss is all it takes. Wait, what? Not for innocent eyes. Woke you up like that? Neon Hobo Cocoon. Did he check you for injuries at least? Art thou? Oh no. He signed my book while I was unconscious and left after I woke up. One kiss is all it takes. He did not follow the protocols for a victim? Poor Miss Tony Stark. Even I know I have to do that. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for innocent eyes. He's upset. Not for innocent eyes. So am I. Blonde in leather. Kurt. Poor man's Tony Stark. Carrot. Resident Runzibanizer. Carrot. Into the known. Is that why you dislike All Might? Who art thou? I don't necessarily dislike him. Who art thou? I just want to prove him wrong. Neon Hobo Cocoon. About what? Deviline of Est. Prove him wrong? Who art thou? Nothing. Where were we? In mind. Stupid, stupid. Just had to say that. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Prove him wrong about what? Who art thou? It's not really important right now. Not for innocent eyes. It is. Blonde in leather. Spill. Pew pew pew. Even at Blonde in leather is serious now. Deviline of Est. Please share it with us. We are eager to know. Teeth and trench coat. Carrot. One kiss is all. I would like to know as well, dear. Not for innocent eyes. Don't you trust us, kiddo? Who art thou? I never said that. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Then you'll learn to open up as well. One kiss is all. Kid, everyone wants you to talk about it. You can vent if you want to. Who art thou? Fine. I guess I can trust you with this information, and I actually do want to vent. Talk to me. If it makes you feel better, you can always vent to us. We will not judge and will try to help you. Who art thou? No matter what. Neon Hobo Cocoon. No matter what. Who art thou? Even if I'm quirkless. Not for innocent eyes. Pew pew pew. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Even if you're quirkless. Not for innocent eyes. Kiddo, it doesn't matter to us. Blonde in leather. That's right. You're still the same person. Pew pew pew. Quirk? No quirk, you're still the kid we've all grown to adore. Deviline of Est. That's right. You said it yourself, at Who Art Thou, people should not discriminate based on quirks. Deviline of Est. You're probably the only person to have caught my interest in a long time. Into the known. Believe me, kid. That's saying something. Teeth and trench coat, albeit scary, that's an achievement. I have no words. Who art thou? My entire life, people have only looked at me with either disgust or pity, but seeing you guys accepting me. Who art thou? I guess I'm a crybaby after all. Neon Hobo Cocoon, and that's not a bad thing. Talk to me, indeed. Letting your pent-up feelings out in any form, including crying, is a good thing. Not for innocent eyes. I want to hug you. Blonde mother. Me too. Kid, you have no idea how much everyone here cares for you. Resident Ramsey but nicer. True. We haven't even seen you, and yet you've made a place in our hearts just by your words. Not for innocent eyes, so please let us help you. At Neon Hobo-kun, your virtual dad is going crazy with concern. Neon Hobo-kun, shut up. I just need the kid to tell me what All Might did. I'm not a dad. Blonde and leather, classic Tsundra. Who art thou at Neon Hobo-kun? You don't want me as your virtual son. Pleading face. Not for innocent is, boys. We got the precious boy on our side. Blonde and leather, oh hell yeah. Neon Hobo-kun, traitor. Who art thou? Just kidding at Neon Hobo-kun. You're only 2 years older than me. Not for innocent eyes. Blonde and leather, XD. Neon Hobo-kun. Back to what we were discussing. Into the known. Yes, please. Neon Hobo-kun. Also, just to clear any apprehensions you might have, you can become a hero. A true one at that. Who art thou? Now I wish you were my dad. Not for innocent eyes. I didn't know you had such an adorable side to you, kid. Blonde and leather, too cute. Neon Hobo-kun, you're way better than most brats I have to deal with. Not for innocent eyes. Gasp, he didn't deny it. Into the known. I'm finding this incredibly cute. Blonde and leather, oh my god. Deviline Vest, as much as I would like to see this beautiful father-son bonding, can we get back to All Might? Not for innocent eyes. Are you jealous? Deviline Vest, no. Why would I be? Blonde and leather, Seuss. Fourth thou, alright. All Might kinda said that I cannot become a hero without a quirk. Yeah, I'm correct. Neon Hobo-kun. He said what? Blonde and leather, caps. And what the heck? All Might said that. Not for innocent eyes. Smiling face with smiling eyes, kitchen knife. Deviline Vest. That was not wise on his part. May I ask how this happened? Art thou? Well, I don't really have much to hide now. Art thou? After he saved me from the sludge villain, he was about to take off, but I kinda clung to his legs. One kiss is all it takes. What? One kiss is all it takes. You were attacked a few moments prior. Art thou? I know. Who art thou? But I just wanted to ask him the question that had been bothering me since I was a kid. Pew pew pew. And that is? Who art thou? Can I become a hero without a quirk? Teeth and trench coat. Clearly, Resident Ramsey Bicer. You can. Art thou? I know. Who art thou? But it's different when all your life you've been told that you can't. That it's impossible. Not for innocent eyes. Who told you that, sweetie? Name's smiley face. Neon Hobo-kun, bullies. Who art thou? Not only them. Deviline Vest. Which middle school did you attend? Named, please. Who art thou? Who art thou? Don't you know that already? Deviline Vest. I do. Deviline Vest. I wanted you to tell the name to the others here. Who art thou? Like it would make a difference. Neon Hobo-kun. Kid nin. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Minecraftman but gray. I would like to know as well. Deviline Vest. We would like to look into it. Into the unknown. We could pull some strings. Poor man is Tony Stark. We got some big guns. Teeth and trench coat. Small, powerful, scary and evil big guns. Or thou, it's no use. You guys are still young. Please don't get yourselves involved in a legal battle that might endanger your future. Or thou, besides, I don't think I want anything to do with that school now that I'm out of it. Neon Hobo-kun. I can understand, but we have to take action against schools that discriminate based on quirks. Who art thou? The police never bothered. My mom's words were brushed off. The teachers turned a blind eye. What can I do against them after all my efforts have failed? Deviline Vest. You could let us handle it. Deviline Vest. We can talk to the pros here and solve the situation. Neon Hobo-kun. I agree. Now be a good kid and spill the name. Who art thou? Alidra Junior High. Not for innocent eyes. Alidra? The famous school in Mustafu? Who art thou? Yet. Into the known. Please keep checking the news, kid. Blonde in leather. You said the teachers didn't do anything. What exactly did they do to you? Neon Hobo-kun. Details. Art thou? What's new? Suicide baiting, abuse both mental and physical, deliberate downgrading of my work, marking my record with accusations of something I've never done. Art thou? The class would be bullying me, but the teachers would be oblivious, as if nothing was happening. Art thou? It felt like a living hell. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Not for innocent eyes, I think I'm going to lose it. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Minecraft member gray. Carrot. Pew pew pew. Carrot. Teeth and trench coat. Carrot. Into the unknown. Carrot. Resident Runzibanizer. Carrot. Neon Hobo Cocoon at Devilina Vest. Devilina Vest, on it. Hort thou what? Hort thou, what's happening? Devilina Vest. Cleansing, smiley face. Hort thou, why do you sound so ominous? Neon Hobo Cocoon, now, back to All Might. Not for innocent eyes, yes. What did he do? Hort thou, so I latched onto his legs and flew with him. He was shocked naturally and asked me to let go. I don't blame him for that, he was panicking too. Pew pew pew, that was reckless. Resident Ramsey but nicer. Hort thou, then we landed on a distant building. He asked me to knock on the door and get off the roof. Who art thou? But I stopped him because I needed him to answer my question. Neon Hobo Cocoon, he just planned on leaving you there? Alone? On a roof? Teeth and trench coat, he's really angry. Pew pew pew, so are we. One kiss is all it takes, he didn't check on you after saving you. Moreover, he tried to leave you alone on a roof. Not for innocent eyes. I'm furious right now. Who art thou? I proceeded to ask him the question and he did reply. Who art thou? He said something like, I cannot simply say that you can become a hero without a quirk. A hero's job is dangerous. It's good to dream, but it's wise to be realistic. Why not choose to be a police officer or a doctor? Who art thou? And then he left me on that roof. One kiss is all it takes. He did what? He's done for. One kiss is all it takes. You do not leave someone on a building after crushing their dreams. What if something happened? Neon Hobo Cocoon. Neon Hobo Cocoon. While I agree that a hero's job is dangerous, it's clear that you know what you're signing up for. No job is safe in this world. In the face of danger, quirks don't matter. A threat is a threat. Saying it's not safe is a poor excuse. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Also, he literally left you on the roof. He's in trouble. Not for innocent eyes. Carrot. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Not for innocent eyes. Why can't that man see that spirit drives a person? If quirks were all that mattered, then every villain out there would be a hero. Blonde and leather. Hypocrisy. Talk to me. All Might was trying to keep you safe. I'm not supporting his actions, but there's a reason for what he did. However, neglecting his duty is inexcusable. In trying to prevent you from danger, he forgot what makes a good hero. He should have asked if you were willing to take the risks and understood the dangers of hero work. Based on your replies, a better answer could have been given. But All Might, in a hurry judging by his behavior, decided to be blunt. That was reckless. Who art thou? I can agree, and I know he was trying to protect me. But he doesn't realize that my life is already full of danger. Either way, crushing my dreams was harsh, and I know he had more time to think things through. Who art thou? I don't hate All Might. I respect him for everything he's done, but that doesn't mean I should like him, at least not after that. I want to prove him wrong. I want to show everyone who doubted my abilities that I can become a hero even without a quirk. Neon Hobo Cocoon. That's right, kid. You can and you will. Neon Hobo Cocoon. When you get to UA, I would like to train you if you want. Not for innocent eyes, and I'll get the adoption papers. Blonde and leather. I'm an uncle. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Shut up. Who art thou? What in the world? Who art thou? Also, at Neon Hobo Cocoon, thank you so much for the offer. I'd love to train with you. Devilina Vest at Neon Hobo Cocoon is an expert at quirkless hand-to-hand combat. He has many tricks up his sleeve. Who art thou? I'm in. Who art thou? I can't wait to meet you all. Happy face. Devilina Vest. Also, your bullies will not be allowed into UA. Who art thou? Wait, what? Who art thou? You have the authority? Neon Hobo Cocoon. No sane pro at UA will let bullies enter UA, kid. We just need to spread the word. Who art thou? I'm so grateful and lucky that you're doing so much for me, but I'm afraid I don't want that. Not for innocent eyes. Why? Who art thou? As much as I hate my tormentors, one of them is trying to be the next #1, not that I think he will with his attitude. I want him to make it to UA so that I can defeat him in the sports festival and enjoy the look on his face when he realizes he was beaten by the useless Deku. Who art thou? Also, not gonna lie, his quirk is super powerful, and with the right guidance, he might just become a good hero. I'm sure UA could help him talk to Hound Dog. Deviline Vest. That's indeed a curious and noble thought. Yes, he can be put into therapy. Neon Hobo Cocoon. What did you mean by useless Deku? Who art thou? Oh, that was the nickname he gave me. Everyone called me Deku, even the teachers. People hardly remember my name, I guess. Neon Hobo Cocoon. I would like to see your school burn, your teachers in prison, and your bullies stripped of their future. Not for innocent ice. Carrot. Blonde and leather. Kurt. Pew pew pew. Carrot. Deviline Vest. Smiley face. Chapter end. UA staff chat. Vlad King. Okay, I'm being honest with you. I was foolish. Eraserhead, now you realize? Midnight, what are you talking about? Present Mike? Power Loader, I mean you were always kind of foolish. Vlad King. Vlad King, I'm going to ignore that. Hound Dog, please explain lad. Vlad King. Look, I'm not saying this twice or explaining it further, but I was an idiot in the kid's case. I showed bias, which isn't hero-like, and acted foolishly. Vlad King. The kid's been through a lot and still has the spirit. I don't think I have the right to wrong him, having been given it easy for myself. Eraserhead. So, you regret it? Vlad King. Please. Midnight. So you will apologize? Vlad King. Yes. Nizu. Eraserhead, please unmute Vlad King in the other chat so he can convey his apologies. Eraserhead. Fine. But don't even dare to pull something stupid again. Vlad King. Whatever. Snipe. Looks like Hound Dog has been of immense help. Hound Dog, we only had one session. Ectoplasm. That worked so effectively. Lunch Rush. 13. Hound Dog, it was Vlad's own decision. Ectoplasm, what in the world? Vlad King. I'm surprised that I'm not surprised that it's a surprise to you. Power Loader, please stick to apologizing to the kid. I can't wrap my head around your words. Lunch Rush. Okay, what about Alidra? Nizu, I have checked the school records and I'm disappointed that they are clean. All the students in the kid's class have a clean record except the kid himself. Eraserhead, what did his record say? Nizu has sent an attachment. Nizu, delinquent behavior, getting into fights, cheating on tests, and more. His scores are graded the lowest. The kid is far more intelligent than any other his age. Midnight, it's evident. Present Mike, can we raid the school right now? Eraserhead, we must. Nizu, unfortunately, not yet. Eraserhead, why? Snipe, Kurt. Cementus, Kurt. Midnight, Kurt. Power Loader, Kurt. Nizu, because if we shut down the school, the press will be after us. The kid's identity will be under threat. Also, I may have found the other kid at Who Art Thou had mentioned. He indeed has a powerful quirk. I would like to observe him. Eraserhead, that brat's going to be in 1A, isn't he? I don't want a bully in my class. Vlad King, I won't take him in either. Nizu, unfortunately, Eraserhead, you're the only person who can deal with him effectively. Eraserhead, fine. But he'll be under probation, and even a little slip gets him out of UA. Nizu, understood. Midnight, what is the kid's quirk? The bully Nizu, explosion. Cementas, powerful indeed. Eraserhead, Nizu, even if the kid doesn't win the sports festival, I want him in my class. Nizu, that can be arranged. Eraserhead, thank you. Midnight, such a happy dad. Eraserhead, will you stop? I'm not his dad. Recovery Girl, are you sure, dear? Present Mike, yay. Granny's on our side. Eraserhead, I'm too tired for this. What about All Might? Nizu, I will let you talk to him, Eraserhead. Midnight, I pity that man. Present Mike, Nizu, I'll add him here. Don't reveal about the kid. We'll just ask him his opinion and act accordingly. Power Loader, alright. 13. Nizu has added All Might. All Might, hello. I see the staff has a group chat. So I am here. Eraserhead, too loud. 13. He didn't even speak. Eraserhead, Exactly. Nizu, All Might. As staff at UA, we always tend to establish common morals among ourselves. We would like to ask you a few questions to get to know you better. All Might, alright. That's indeed an amazing initiative. Present Mike, can you maybe not use the caps? Sure. All Might. Nizu, so, All Might as the symbol of peace, I suppose you'll have perfect answers for the following questions. What makes a true hero different from a good hero? All Might. Well, a true hero encompasses all the aspects that heroism covers. A true hero will do whatever it takes to save people no matter what happens to them. A good hero always saves people but may or may not excel in all aspects of heroism. They can be good at a few fields and maybe not the other few. Like, they can be an ideal hero at saving alone or capturing villains but may lack the balance or the other smaller aspects. Nizu, that's indeed true. So that makes you a good hero. All Might what? Nizu, well, you are good at saving people or capturing villains but don't follow the necessary protocols like checking up on victims and assisting the medical staff. You also don't help in clearing the property damage you cause. Clearly, you aren't a true hero now, are you? All Might. All Might, I see. Understood. Nizu, good. Nizu, now, can a quirkless person become a hero? All Might, yes. Eraserhead. Midnight. Power loader. Present Mike. Nizu, elaborate. All Might, I'll be honest, had you asked me this question a few months ago, I would have said no. But something happened that changed my views. Eraserhead, what exactly happened? All Might, I met a quirkless kid who wanted to become a hero. When he asked me, I said it was too dangerous. I still think it's dangerous, but I have realized that danger is common in our line of work. That kid was more heroic than I was that day. You remember my original form? I ran out of time that day and the kid knows. I accidentally deflated in front of him while he was asking me his question and told him about my injury. He promised to keep it a secret, and I believe that kid. Eraserhead. He was more heroic than you? How so? Midnight. He knows about your skinny form too? Nizu, it is concerning that a total stranger knows about your form, All Might. All Might. The kid wants to be a hero either way, and I'm sure I can trust him. A kid was attacked by the sludge villain that day. The same villain had attacked this quirkless kid earlier. I couldn't do anything but watch from behind a building as the other kid struggled. I was completely out of time, and the other pros were just standing around, waiting for someone with a suitable quirk. But this quirkless kid, he did not hesitate as he ran towards the scene, analyzed the villain's weak spot, and threw his bag at its eye. He even freed the trapped kid in a split second. He inspired me, and I was able to muster a bit of my strength to transform and defeat the villain. All Might, you should have seen the kid yell at the other pros for being wimps, not that I wasn't. Later, when I confronted him, he said that he will become a hero without a quirk and prove himself. So yes, that one selfless act has proved that anyone can become a hero. Eraserhead. Midnight, for show, insert proud dad noises. Present Mike, see, sniped, that's amazing. Vlad King, agreed. That was indeed brave of the kid. All Might, that kid Isai Zawa-kun's son. Eraserhead, what? Midnight, he. Nizu, well then, All Might, I'm glad you think it's possible. Either way, you might need to talk to Hound Dog twice a month so that any concerns you might have regarding such cases would be addressed. All Might. Eraserhead, I still want to have a talk with him. Nizu, alright. All Might, about what? Midnight, you have so many things to explain, All Might. Chapter end. Crack. Neon Hoboka-kun has unmuted vampires suck. Vampires suck. Thank you. Neon Hoboka-kun, I'll be watching you. Not for innocent ice. Carrot. Blonde and leather. Carrot. Minecraft member gray. Carrot. Into the unknown. Carrot. One kiss is all it takes. That's good. Vampires suck at Hort. Resident Ramsey but nicer. Is he online? Poor man's Tony Stark. Dunno. Minecraft men but gray at who art thou? Horthou, hello. Horthou, yes, I'm online. Neon Hoboka-kun at Vampires Suck wants to say something. Who art thou? Horthou, yes? Vampires suck. I'm sorry for being an idiot. I should have known better. You are a good kid. I hope you forgive me. Not for innocent eyes. That's more blunt than I had imagined. Pew pew pew. Carrot. What thou? It's all right at vampires suck. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm glad you have realized it. What thou? Just don't be biased towards people due to their quirks. People don't get to choose them, and you can't blame them for something they aren't in control of. Vampires suck. Understood. Thank you. Deviline Vest. Good work. Time skip to next week brought to you by Aizawa yelling at All Might and All Might cowering in the corner, wrapped in Aizawa's scarf. Youngcrack. Who art thou? Hello. Who art thou at poor man's Tony Stark? Not for innocent eyes. Hello, kiddo. Blonde in leather. Do you want us to call him? Who art thou? If it isn't too much trouble, please. Minecraft man but gray at poor man's Tony Stark. Neon hobo cocoon. What do you need him for? Deviline Vest. I'm sure he wants help. Smiley face. Who art thou? Of course you'd know. Who art thou? While I wait for him, I have a question. Neon hobo cocoon. Ask away. Who art thou? Can I attend 2 courses at a time? Who art thou? I want to attend general ed classes and support course classes as well. Into the known. Wow. You sure it won't be a burden? It's what I love so. Deviline Vest. Indeed you can. Deviline Vest. There's a student alternating between business course and general ed as far as I can remember. Who art thou? Great. What do I need to do? Any special process? Neon hobo cocoon. You need to write to the principal requesting a new schedule for you. Deviline Vest. You would also be required to take both the general ed and support course entrance exams. Who art thou? Okay. Thank you. Neon hobo cocoon. Are you going to continue the joint courses even when you make it into the hero course? Who art thou? You sure are confident that I'll make it, winky face? Who art thou? Thank you for believing in me, and no, I won't be continuing them. I'm only doing this to improve my skills until the sports festival and accumulate as much knowledge as I can. Who art thou? Being a quirkless hero would require support items, so I plan on making my own rather than depend on others. Neon hobo cocoon. I respect you. Not for innocent eyes. Carrot. Blonde in leather. Kurt. 1 kiss is all it takes. Carrot. Fuck to me. Kurt. Poor man's Tony Stark is online. Poor man's Tony Stark. Hello, kid. You called for me? Who art thou? Hello. Who art thou? I hope I didn't disturb you. I just wanted to ask if you're free because I have a few questions about something I'm trying to make. Poor man's Tony Stark. You're into support items? Who art thou? Poor man's Tony Stark. Yes. Poor man's Tony Stark. Private chat. Poor man's Tony Stark. Now. Into the known. He's excited. Time skip to the end of their private chat brought to you by Goku and Luffy getting along. UA staff chat. Power loader. He asked me about creating protective visors for Aizawa. Eraserhead. What? Midnight. Oh my god, smiling face with hard eyes. Present Mike. Sure. You must adopt him now. I want to be the cool uncle. Nizu. How interesting. Eraserhead. Visors? Power loader. Yes. I can't tell you the details because he'll show it to you himself later. Power loader. He said, I'm kinda trying to see if I can make protective visors for Eraserhead. His current goggles seem to be a little too basic and might allow small particles to enter through the gaps. Midnight show. Midnight show. I love him. Eraserhead. Eraserhead. Problem child. Present Mike. Oh, you love him. Eraserhead. Fine. I do. Well now. Nizu. Ahem. Nizu. I would like him to be my personal student. Midnight. He's jealous. Present Mike. Totally. Recovery girl. Yup. Nizu. No. I'm offended that you think so. Hound dog. It's quite obvious, Nizu-san. Nizu. Applications will be in tomorrow. Please make sure to check them. Nizu is offline. Midnight. How in the world is the most intelligent creature so obvious? All Might is online. All Might. What's going on? Who are you guys talking about? All Might. Who's the kid? Eraserhead. None of your business. All Might. Time skip brought to you by Nizu cackling while reading Izuku's request email and framing a new schedule with his personal classes included. UA staff chat. Present Mike. I checked the applications. Present Mike. I found the kid. Power loader. Same. Present Mike. The kid is adorable as Jadful. Power loader, he is. Midnight, send. No. 13. Why is everyone yelling? Vlad King, why are you yelling? Vlad King, why am I yelling? All Might, what's going on? Cementos, the irony. Eraserhead, Zashi, sent. Present Mike sent an attachment. Midnight. Midnight, Midnight, I just want to squish his cheeks, oh my god. 13. So cute. Recovery girl, he looks absolutely adorable. Eraserhead, so his name is Midoriya Izuku. Midnight, Midori, green. Suits him so well. All Might, that's the kid. The quirkless one I told you about. Nizu, we know. All Might what? Eraserhead, we know that you saved him from the sludge villain, didn't check up on him by calling the medics, told him to let go of you midair, crushed his dreams, and left him alone on the top of a building. All Might, I see. All Might, how? Lunch rush, he was accidentally added to another group chat by Yamada-san. Nizu-san let him stay, and now we've grown to love him. All Might, oh, Nizu, well? Are you willing to apologize to him? All Might, I've been waiting for the opportunity. I know he'll attend the UA entrance exams. Well, I thought the hero course exams, but still. Eraserhead, good for you. Lunch rush, he's so cute. Like broccoli. Eraserhead, green problem child. Midnight, you have a color code now? Time skip brought to you by Inosuke and Bakugo challenging Vegeta to fight them and Vegeta calling them weaklings. Late in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm correct. Not for innocent eyes, yes. The entrance exam for Gen Ed is tomorrow. Poor Miss Tony Stark, and the exam for the support course is the next day. Not for innocent eyes. Good luck, kiddo. We're rooting for ya. What thou? Thank you. Neon Hobo Cocoon. Do your best. No matter what happens, we're proud of you. After the chat with Izuku, in the meeting room, Eraserhead, All Might, Nizu, Recovery Girl, Vlad King, and Midnight were seated around the table, analyzing the students who had applied for the hero course and taken the entrance exam. Aizawa glared at one particular application and waved it in front of Nizu. So this, he flipped it in the air to see the name, Bakugo Katsuki, is Midoriya's bully? He even looks so full of himself. But you can't deny that he's powerful, Midnight said with a sigh. Nizu sipped his tea and pulled out an empty file. Indeed. Bakugo-kun has scored 97 villain points and stood at the #1 position in the practical part. His theory score is just as good. 89 out of Midoriya-kun may be right when he said that with proper guidance, Bakugo-kun might make a good hero. Still, Aizawa grumbled, I'm not letting that brat behave like a delinquent. If he even dares to bully someone here, I'm going to expel him. Hold on a second. All Might, the silent spectator, spoke up in confusion. What do you mean? Bakugo is a bully? Midoriya's bully? Midoriya-kun is quirkless, All Might. What do you expect? Vlad King grumbled, half berating himself. But Midoriya saved Bakugo from the sludge villain. I thought they were friends. They're not, Yagi-sen. They both attend the same middle school where Midoriya-kun was bullied for his entire life. Bakugo-kun is one of Midoriya-kun's main tormentors. The reason I was so interested in Midoriya-kun in the first place, everyone perked up and turned to him, was because I checked his background the day he was added and found out many things about him. He is quirkless, pulled out of Aldra Junior High on date, and moved to a new address a week later. He completed his middle school education online with a very high percentage of 98. The records of Aldra showed his scores to be very low while his online scores were exceptionally high. Midoriya-kun had also enrolled himself in many courses online, including support lectures. I was interested in knowing about him, seeing the pace with which he was breezing through courses with perfect scores. That's amazing, Recovery Girl exclaimed. The kid went from a total stranger to Nizu's personal student. Well, Zashi and I are going to supervise tomorrow's exam, so, oh my god. I can't wait to meet him. Aizawa's brow twitched under his bangs. Technically, you will only be seeing him in the exam, not meeting him. Midnight pouted and wiped non-existent tears off her cheeks. They immediately got to work, separating the candidates selected for the hero course to be divided into 1A and 1B later. Nizu, I hope you are planning to talk to Bakugo's parents about his punishment as well as file a lawsuit against Aldra, Aizawa grumbled loudly, and Nizu smirked. I am. After the meeting, Nizu walked into his office and picked up his secret telephone. He dialed a number and waited for it to be answered. Nizu. Good evening, Tsukachi-san. The next day, Izuku took deep breaths to calm himself after sprinting all the way to UA. Clutching the straps of his backpack, he stared at the magnificent building in front of him, willing himself to enter the huge gates. He took a few confident steps, only to bump into someone. Rubbing his shoulder, he turned to look at the person he bumped into with wide eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to where I was going, Izuku apologized sincerely. The boy, who had amethyst purple hair and matching eyes paired with expensive-looking eye bags, blinked in confusion at the apology. Hey Greenie, a student from a passing group yelled. Don't talk to him. He's a total villain. That guy's gonna brainwash you to fail, another laughed. Izuku frowned in disgust and looked at the teen in front of him, who looked hurt and scared yet tried to appear nonchalant. What's your name? Izuku asked with a smile. The boy looked surprised at first, but Izuku's genuine smile made him gulp before responding. Shinso Hitoshi. Hello, Shinso-kun. I'm Midoriya Izuku, the greenette chirped, extending his hand. Shinso stared at the outstretched freckled hand in front of him before looking up. Why are you talking to me? You heard what they said, right? I'm a 6. Let me stop you right there, Izuku interrupted calmly. I heard what they said quite clearly, and I don't care. Shinso-kun, there is no such thing as a villainous quirk or a weak quirk. A quirk is a quirk. You're only saying that because you don't know what my quirk does. Yeah? Well, no matter what your quirk does, it isn't villainous. Heck, All Might's quirk can be seen as villainous too. It all depends on the user, not the quirk. Don't pay attention to those idiots. Shinso was shocked beyond belief. Izuku patted him on the shoulder and started walking while the purplet followed him. Say, Shinso-kun? Did you try out for the hero course? No, Shinso replied calmly. I aim to make it into the hero course through the sports festival. My quirk isn't suitable for the practical exam. What about you? Same. You didn't apply for the hero course too? Dude, I'm quirkless. Oh. The rest of the walk went in silence, and they finally reached the auditorium. Izuku and Shinso walked towards the third row when Midnight stepped in from the door beside them. Oh my god, it's Hero Midnight. She's so cool. Izuku exclaimed in a hushed whisper, but both Shinso and Nemuri heard it. Why thank you, kid. Midnight smiled sweetly and ruffled his hair before walking away immediately. It took all her willpower not to squeal and hug Izuku then and there. Once she was out of their sight, Nemuri literally sprinted backstage towards Mike and Ectoplasm. Zashi! He's here. I saw him. Oh my god, Zashi. He's even more adorable in real life. I ruffled his hair, Zashi. It's so soft. He's like a little puppy, Zashi. He said I'm cool, Zashi. Whoa. Calm down, Nem. Mike flailed his hands to break her excitement. Oh man. I wish I could see him. Ectoplasm nodded in disappointment as well. Soon, the students were settled in, and Mike waltzed onto the stage with a wide grin. Hello, little listeners. Welcome to the UA entrance exam for general education. Everybody say yeah. Pitying the poor man for the almost dead crowd, Izuku yelled a yeah, and Mike accidentally squealed into the mic. Thank you, listener no. 56. Now, let's move on to the instruction. The voice hero proceeded to explain the rules of the exam for the next 10 minutes while Ectoplasm passed out the sheets, stopping by Izuku's seat for a moment longer to give him a smile that, unfortunately, went unnoticed under his mask. Shinso blinked in disbelief as his freckled green acquaintance continued writing with a smile on his face. 2 hours into the exam, Izuku was in his second round of checking. Well, this was easier than I thought, he mumbled to himself, and all poor Shinso could think was, "What the heck are you?" Izuku spotted Ectoplasm walking towards him and raised his hand. Ectoplasm-san? The hero quickly approached him and stared at the paper being extended to him. Although he looked confused, his mind was racing with excitement. "Oh my god, it's the kid. It's Midoriya. He's talking to me. I finished the exam." Mike, not wanting to be the only one in the room who hadn't talked to Izuku, literally jumped off the stage and speedwalked towards them. "Are you Sue Dash?" "Hello, little listener." Mike interrupted them. "What seems to be the problem?" "Oh my god. Present Mike-san." Izuku yelled. "I can't believe I'm standing in front of two amazing pros." He realized he was getting off topic and blushed. "Sorry. I finished the exam." Mike took the paper and scanned it before grinning. "Very well then, little listener. You can leave now. Good luck." Thank you," the greenette stuttered slightly. "When I get in, I hope you wouldn't mind giving me your autographs?" "Sure, kid," Ectoplasm replied while Mike nodded enthusiastically. No one noticed Power Loader and Lunch Rush peeking in from backstage while, in the observation room, Nizu and Aizawa were smirking, the latter hiding it in his scarf while 13 and Snipe gushed about the greenette. Izuku walked out of the exam hall and sat down under a tree, waiting for Shinso. When the purplet finally walked out, looking confused upon seeing Izuku, the greenette let out a small squeal. "Can you believe it? I met 3 super cool pros." Shinso wondered how someone could be both sassy and serious while also acting like a little kid. "Why, how did it go for you?" "Amazing. It was easier than expected." "What about you?" "It was good. I'll make it in, I'm sure of that." "Well, I'm applying for the support course as well. I'm going to take joint classes and I've already got permission from Principal Nizu." Shinso just scratched his head. His new acquaintance was a total enigma. "That's great. I'm sure you'll make it in." Izuku smiled at the purplet. "That reminds me, you should totally meet my best friend, Hatsume. She and I work together to make support items, and she might make you some cool equipment." "Sure." Shinso was clueless. No one ever treated him kindly, except his parents. He had been bullied his entire life, called a villain, and now this bushy-haired kid shows up talking about support items and becoming heroes. "What in the world is happening here?" he thought to himself. "So, Shinsukuin, who's your favorite hero?" "Oh, it's Eraserhead. He's an underground hero." "Oh my god, yes. He's so cool." Izuku yelled and proceeded to ramble about how amazing the hero is, shocking Shinso for the umpteenth time in a few hours. They exchanged numbers and waved goodbye. His mother would be so excited to know he had made another friend, and the nice people of the general studies too. Chapter end. Izuku tried to attain some mental peace, which seemed next to impossible since Mei was buzzing in his ears about her projects. He had to clamp her mouth shut when she yelled, "We can create so many amazing items together," earning a few awkward looks. "We'll love your visors, I'm sure. Also, I'm impressed you turned into a support genius in such a short time. What the heck is up with your brain, dude? Like, seriously? You can remember every blueprint like do you have a photographic memory?" "Mei-chan, photographic memory isn't real or permanent, you know that. I just have a really good memory." "Yeah, but..." She was interrupted by Power Loader walking onto the stage along with Present Mike, and Izuku practically swooned in his chair. After the introduction and instructions, which lasted a good 30 minutes, Ectoplasm distributed the papers and the exam began. Mei had finished the exam in 2 hours out of 3 and bounced out of the room while Izuku finished 15 minutes later and handed his paper to Ectoplasm. Power Loader didn't interfere since he could talk to the greenette during the practical part. Time skipped to the practical exam. Izuku and Mei practically vibrated in their seats in excitement and nervousness, seeing the amazing inventions the students had made. Power Loader seemed impressed as well and cleared his throat to call Mei. The Pinkette grabbed her invention and flew towards the podium. "Good afternoon, I'm Hatsume and this is my invention." Izuku face-bombed as she held out a small open box containing a chip-like device with thin wire-like appendages. "Quirks are of varying natures, and some require specific conditions to reach their full potential. My invention, the quirk manipulator, sends false signals to the brain to make it think that a specific condition is met, allowing the quirk to become effective even when it shouldn't. Izuku zoned out of her explanation when he spotted Nizu and Eraserhead walking towards them. His nervousness reached new heights, and he missed Mei successfully testing her invention on a girl's quirk and earning Majima's praise. Midoriya Izuku. Izuku felt his heart skip a beat. He took a deep breath and walked towards the podium with a small rectangular box. He could feel Eraserhead's eyes on him, and he fought the urge to scream, fanboy, jump, run, and cry all at once. If he was going to get into the support course, he had to give it his all. Good afternoon, I'm Midoriya Izuku. First, I would like to thank everyone here for your patience, especially Power Loader for accepting my request. Special thanks to Eraserhead and Nizu for being here. My invention is specifically designed for pro hero Eraserhead, he said, revealing a pair of simple yet elegant-looking glasses. I call them the erasure visors. Majima and Nizu stood next to each other, analyzing the Greenette's invention keenly while Aizawa looked impressed by the design. Taking another calming breath, Izuku began his presentation. The erasure visors use fiber frames to ensure durability in combat and are sturdy enough to withstand powerful impacts. Aizawa raised his brow, obviously impressed. The glasses are made with micropore glass so that the quirk remains effective despite being shielded, as it seeps through the microscopic pores. They are engineered to be extremely difficult to break. You could say that even a strong impact won't shatter them. Now, Eraserhead's quirk mainly depends on keeping his eyes open for prolonged PRDS, which can lead to dryness. The ducts at the inner side of the frame release small amounts of vapor infused with omega-3 fatty acids to keep his eyes hydrated while the quirk is in use. Microscopic deflectors are placed at the corners of the glass frame to extend the range of his quirk to about 75 degrees in front of him. Anyone within 100 meters in this angle will be affected by erasure and will not be able to use their quirk. Eraserhead, he called in a determined tone, if you could please help us test its efficacy. Aizawa, hiding a smirk, stepped forward onto the podium, and Izuku carefully placed the glasses on Aizawa's face. I would like to request 3 students with physical quirks to stand in different places while using their quirks continuously. 3 kids, a girl who could produce harmless sparkles, a boy who could change hairstyles, and another boy who could create bubbles stood in scattered positions and began using their quirks. Aizawa's hair floated and his eyes glowed crimson, causing the kids' quirks to be erased. Please keep your quirks active even under erasure for another 5 minutes. Majima checked his stopwatch while Izuku crossed his fingers in sheer nervousness. When the time was up, Aizawa released his quirk, and the students' quirks returned full force. Eraserhead, your review please, Nizu commanded softly. Aizawa handed the glasses back to Izuku and smirked at the Greenette. Effective. 5 minutes and only minor irritation, likely due to sudden usage. Good work, Midoriya. Izuku struggled to contain his excitement, feeling like he could burst with joy. Majima had a huge grin on his face while Mei practically trembled with happiness, her eyes sparkling. After the presentations, Izuku and Mei walked through the halls, chatting about how their performances went. More like, Izuku was listening to Mei ramble. The Greenette froze when Eraserhead stepped out from the staff room and almost ran towards him but stopped himself. The scruffy-looking man slowly approached Izuku, who was vibrating with excitement, and stood with his hands in his pockets. Good work with the visors, kid. They truly are effective. Izuku felt overwhelmed but managed to respond, "Why you're welcome, Eraserhead. I'm just a huge fan and wanted to help you overcome the challenges of using your quirk." Aizawa smiled slightly, recalling a recent conversation with Nemuri. Hesitantly and awkwardly, Aizawa patted the green mop of hair before walking away, leaving a starry-eyed Izuku mumbling incoherently. Mei, on the other hand, apparently did not notice him stop and continued rambling about her inventions. Time skipped to evening. I'm correct. Poor man is Tony Stark at Who art thou? How did your exam go? Who art thou? It was awesome. Who art thou? The written portion was easy. My best friend finished it 15 minutes before me. Who art thou? The practical part? I met Eraserhead. Who art thou? And he liked my invention. Vampiresic, that's good. Not for innocent eyes. Oh? What did he say? Blonde and leather? Was he cool? Who art thou? So incredibly cool. And he said it was effective. Oh my gosh. He even patted my hair. Not for innocent eyes. Ah, did he now? Pew pew pew. That's unexpected. One kiss is all it takes. Indeed. Blonde and leather. That's so sweet. Right, at Neon Hoboka-kun? Neon Hoboka-kun. Devilina Vest. So you're sure you'll make it into both courses? Who art thou? Yup. Who art thou? Also, I talked to my friend about this group chat, and he is willing to join if you want, of course. Neon Hoboka-kun. Sure. Not for innocent eyes. Add him. Who art thou has added Shinso Hitoshi to the chat. Who art thou has changed Shinso Hitoshi's name to what asleep. The others would see the number and not Hitoshi's name. Hello, came a message from what asleep. Hello, replied not for innocent eyes. Hello, chimed in Blonde in Leather. Welcome to our group chat, at what sleep, said Devilina Vest. Thanks. I'm Shinso Hitoshi, he replied. Since he's already done that, you can call me Izuku, smiley face, said Hort. You didn't reveal your name yet? Hitoshi responded, surprised. Nope. Also, you're more socially awkward than I thought, even in a chat, Izuku teased. Very funny, Hitoshi replied. So, he's the one I'm going to train along with you? Neon Hoboka-kun asked. Yes, Izuku confirmed. Thank you for the offer, at Neon Hoboka-kun, Hitoshi said. At Who Art Thou and at What Sleep, we are planning to meet up this Sunday. Would you be able to join us at UA? Devilina Vest asked. Really? I'm in. Izuku exclaimed. I have nothing to do, so I guess. Hitoshi replied. Alright, Neon Hoboka-kun said. I can't wait to meet you. The first thing I have to do is hug you tight. Not for innocent eyes added. Yup. I'm so excited. Blonde in Leather exclaimed. Soft breezes brushed the branches of the vibrant trees, the rustling soothing. Izuku tapped his fingers on his knee while listening to music on his phone. A passerby glanced at him, wondering what the kid was doing seated on a large branch. Why are you so weird? Izuku heard a familiar voice. He looked down to see Hitoshi, looking up at him in confusion. With a grin, Izuku jumped off the branch and landed right in front of Hitoshi, who jumped back in surprise. I was waiting for you, Toshi. Come on, let's get some coffee and head to you. Hitoshi scratched his head and followed his friend into the nearby cafe. Since they first met on Monday, Izuku and Hitoshi had gotten along well. Hitoshi hadn't opened up to the group yet, but he sometimes vented to Izuku over the phone. In just 6 days they had gone out 3 times with Mei and had become really close, quickly accepting each other. For the first time in his life, Hitoshi felt lucky. So, do you think they'll be the same in real life? Hitoshi asked while sipping his coffee. Izuku frowned and shrugged. I don't see why they have to pretend to be good. Well, it's UA, so if anything happens, the staff will be around to help us. Izuku raised an eyebrow, a little offended that Hitoshi doubted the nice people, but he understood where he was coming from. He had experienced sweet deceptions too. After paying for their coffee, the duo set out towards UA. About 20 minutes of walking brought them to the gates. Izuku stood at the closed entrance and texted the group chat. Hey guys. I'm at the gate, he wrote. You aren't in yet? Neon Hoboka-kun replied. Let me check. I'll ask them to let you in, Devilina Vest said. Thanks. Izuku responded. Come to room 2C in the West Block. Not for innocent eyes instructed. I'm so excited. Blonde in Leather added. Hey, the gates opened. Izuku announced. Wait then. As they approached the entrance, Shoyu side, watching Nemuri, Mike, Snipe, and Majima write, We Red Heart Z on the board. Oh, shut up, Sho. He's gonna love it, Mike retorted. Lunch Rush carefully placed the cake he had baked on the large desk while Nizu watched from Aizawa's shoulder. All Might stood awkwardly behind the others, wondering if he should apologize in front of everyone or privately. Shinso and Izuku walked through the silent corridors, staring at the impressive architecture of UA. A few minutes later, they stood in front of Class 2C. Izuku knocked, but getting no reply, they exchanged glances before Izuku pushed the door open, freezing in shock at the sight of pro heroes grinning at him. Izuku stepped out and closed the door. Hitoshi, still in shock, stared as Izuku opened the door again after checking the room number. The greenette repeated the action twice before rubbing his temples. "I'm sorry, I think we got the wrong room," he began, but was interrupted by a tight hug from Nemuri. Eyes wide, Izuku could only stare in utter shock as Mike joined the embrace. "Whoa-ass." Nemuri pulled back with moist eyes and pinched Izuku's cheeks. "Oh my god. How are you so cute, Izuku?" Izuku took a moment to process what was happening. He looked at the other pros and things slowly started clicking into place. Present Mike had blonde hair and wore a leather costume. Midnight was an R-rated hero. Nizu wore a vest. Snipe. Shut. Ectoplasm's hero costume displayed teeth and resembled a trench coat. Recovery girl healed with one kiss. "Oh my god." "Ah!" Izuku shouted, bolting out the door. Hitoshi's sweat dropped and looked at the pros awkwardly. "So, hi I guess," he said. Midnight laughed and ruffled Shinsu's hair while Izuku burst back into the room. "It was you guys. How could I be so stupid? Oh my god." Most of the staff either laughed or chuckled while Aizawa smirked. Izuku was beet red with embarrassment. "Hello, Midoriya-kun," Nizu greeted cheerfully, and Izuku almost cried. "Deviline Vest. I should have known. Why didn't I observe the names? Of course you would know everything about me." Hitoshi sighed and rubbed the back of his neck. This was super awkward even by his standards. "Indeed, and I must say, it was wonderful." Nizu cackled. Izuku looked around at the other pros, matching them with their chat names, and realized several things. He had roasted Vlad King in the chat. He had called them villains. He had asked Power Loader himself for help. He saw All Might. He realized he had basically dissed All Might in front of the pros. He couldn't even finish before Eraserhead's scarf wrapped around his mouth. "Problem child, stop yelling," the elder sighed, and Izuku fought the urge to scream and run away. Of course, he had fanboyed over Eraserhead in the chat, threatened Vlad King about him, called him his idol, and basically acted like a child. He even said he'd love to have Eraserhead as his dad. Eraserhead said he respects him, and even offered to train him. Oh dear God. Shinso, Midnight, and Mike watched sympathetically as Izuku seemed to wither with each passing second. Leave the poor kid," Mike whined. Sighing, Aizawa released Izuku, who stared at him in pure shock. Aizawa ruffled his hair with a small smirk. "You're a good kid. Also, this changes nothing. I still respect you and am proud of you." That was all it took for Izuku to tackle Aizawa in a hug and sob into the man's scarf. The poor man patted his hair awkwardly while Nemuri clicked pictures of them. Nizu, who had jumped onto All Might's shoulder prior to this, pulled out 4 envelopes from who knows where. "Izuku-kun, may I call you that?" Izuku nodded, wiping his tears while Midnight started squishing his cheeks. "Very well then, here." Nizu extended 3 envelopes to him while handing a single envelope to Shinso. "Your letters. It's your choice whether you want to open them here or with your families, although I'm sure you know your results." The teens exchanged glances and shrugged. "I think we'll just open them here," the purple-haired girl replied hesitantly. Shinso opened his first envelope and smiled, seeing Mike announce that he got in and even placed 3rd in his class. Izuku opened his next envelope, where Mike practically yelled that Izuku placed 1st in the exam and had made it in. The voice hero cringed at his own antics and hid behind Nemuri. Power Loader grumbled as he heard himself announce Izuku's acceptance. He placed 2nd in the written portion while Mei was 1st. In the practical part, however, Izuku was tied with Mei for 1st place. The greenette grinned happily while the pros awed at his face. A small frown crossed his freckled face as he opened the 3rd envelope. "Eni-san?" he exclaimed in bewilderment after reading the letter. Nizu just smiled and climbed onto Izuku's shoulder. "That's right. Would like you to become my personal student, Izuku-kun." I must say I'm highly impressed by your thinking and analyses. What's your answer? Yes. Midnight and Mike grabbed Izuku and Hitoshi respectively and made them cut the cake. They managed to finish every bit of the very large cake while Snipe and Majima snapped as many pictures as possible. Izuku apologized to Vlad for being rude, but the hero waved it off, saying that he was foolish and deserved it. Izuku pulled out his notebook to get everyone's autograph, and the analyses caught Nizu's eye. Needless to say, no one was comfortable with the dangerous and mischievous glint in his eyes. All Might sincerely apologized to Izuku while Aizawa stood beside him, his quirk-active scarf ready looking quite intimidating just in case. Izuku forgave him after making him promise not to discourage anyone based on their quirks. All Might hugged Izuku in delight and then deflated. And that's how Shinso became the second student to know about Skinny Might. At the end of the day, Hizashi clicked a group selfie with all the teachers and the teens. The same picture is treasured in Nizu's secret drawer to this day, while Aizawa preserved a picture of himself with his green and purple problem children. Izuku sprinted back home and enveloped his poor, clueless mother in a hug. He then proceeded to reveal what had actually happened and how he was now Nizu's personal student. Inko had tears in her eyes as she pulled her son into a hug. Izuku, I'm so proud of you. I believe in you, and you will become the best hero out there. A week later, Izuku stood in front of the gates of Yue, looking at the building with determination. A tap on his shoulder made him look at Mei's grinning face to his right. On his left, Shinso smirked as the greenette took a deep breath. The three students stepped into the famous school together, promising to stay by each other's side no matter what. Thus began the journey of Midoriya Izuku into the world of crazy adventures. Shoyuta traced his index finger on the rim of his coffee mug. The background was filled with music, chatter, and the occasional yelling of a certain ash blonde. You know Sho? There are other drinks at a party besides coffee, his best friend, Hizashi, said with a hearty laugh. Shoyuta rolled his eyes and sipped more of the piping hot beverage from his mug. A feminine chuckle made him turn his gaze to the ravenette dressed in a dark purple dress. Also, you need to wear something better to a party show. What am I supposed to do with a suit, Nem? It's suffocating. Hizashi and Nemuri laughed at his words. Just then, two figures, apparently bickering about something, entered the kitchen. The taller of the two had green hair with an undercut and was wearing a casual black hoodie and matching shorts. The other had purple hair that comically resembled a fan-type paintbrush and was dressed in similar clothing but gray. Your sons take after you, Nemuri shook her head with a sigh. Problem children, Aizawa greeted with a deadpan expression. Yo! Shinso waved. What are you guys talking about? Hizashi put his drink down and turned to face the purple-haired boy. About how you guys have no party sense. Like really? You wear that, he gestured to their clothing, to a party. Don't forget the coffee, Nemuri added. Alcohol is for wimps, Izuku stated firmly, his voice deeper, and snagged the extra cup from the table, causing Hitoshi to let out a strangled cry of betrayal. Shoyuta sighed and refilled his cup. Many things happened after Izuku made it into UA. A week later, Aldra Junior High and Shinsu's middle school were shut down. The teachers were imprisoned for 6 months each, and their licenses were revoked. Nizu and Tsukachi took it upon themselves to appoint new and honest staff to the schools. Bakugo's parents were informed about his actions, and they did not take it well. Mitsuki had a huge breakdown for failing as a mother while Masaru became much stricter. Katsuki was put under probation, and he knew his chances. Therapy helped him a lot in overcoming his anger issues, and he even apologized to Izuku. The greenette did not forgive him, but Hound Dog explained to Katsuki that his actions were more or less unforgivable and that Izuku had every right not to. 2 months later, Izuku and Hitoshi participated in the sports festival after undergoing relentless training under Aizawa's guidance. Hitoshi made it to the semifinals and lost against Todoroki, who used his fire after having a sincere talk with Izuku. Much to Izuku's satisfaction, Katsuki lost to him in the semifinals, and Izuku ended up losing to Todoroki in the finals. Nevertheless, Izuku was beyond happy when the world recognized that a quirkless student was able to make it that far even without using extensive support items. Nizu had taken Izuku as his personal student from day one and had helped him hone his skills in various fields. Upon his approval, Izuku and Shinso were transferred to Class 1A. Their approach and morals had impacted many, including everyone in 1A. All Might had offered his quirk to Izuku, but the Greenette refused, which All Might took well, saying he didn't want to force him. The growing popularity of Class 1A due to villain attacks led to many changes. Inspired by Izuku's morals, many heroes tried to spread the concept of quirk equality and true heroism in their own ways, leading to a mass movement. The hero killer turned himself in after being caught by Izuku, Shinso, and Aizawa during their internship. Unable to withstand the pressure from the public, the Hero Commission had to reform their laws. Iwasaki was forced to retire after the public discovered she had ruled long past her retirement age. The Hero Commission chairman was elected not only by the members of the commission but also by the top 20 heroes. Maruyama Hachiro was elected as the new chairman and immediately brought about changes in the rules and policies. In the new set of policies, discrimination against quirks attracted heavy penalties and imprisonment. The UA entrance exam was changed, and robots were removed. A pattern similar to the provisional license exam was adopted to test everyone equally. All Might admitted to the public how he had once discouraged a quirkless kid, and that the same kid was now on the path to becoming a great hero. He told the public that he had realized his mistake and did not want anyone else to feel discouraged. The public was initially perturbed by the symbol of peace's admission but soon forgave him. Recognizing Izuku as the kid from the sports festival, many children with weak or villainous quirks were inspired to do their best. The Hero Commission deployed a separate team to monitor education systems for quirkist behavior. Hawks was set free from being pressed under the foot of the commission. He visited UA to talk to Nizu and All Might and eventually learned who was responsible for the sudden change in society. Needless to say, the elder now had younger brothers. Todoroki Enji was forced to admit his wrongdoings and was imprisoned for abuse and neglect. Dabi, who fortunately had only 3 confirmed kills who also happened to be villains, was imprisoned for 3 years, put into therapy, and released later. The Todoroki family had a happy life. After their graduation, the heroes of Class 1A quickly climbed the hero charts, and almost everyone, including a reformed Mineta, was among the top 30 heroes. Everyone except Izuku and Shinso. Izuku, aka Amarok, and Hitoshi, aka Dark Phoenix, were the number 1 and number 2 underground heroes, respectively. Katsuki never made it to the number 1 spot yet. Lemillion held the position for 3 years before Creati became No. The hero rankings were allocated based on various factors, leading to fair competition. Crime rates decreased exponentially as society stopped creating villains. However, some still lurked in the shadows, waiting to attack. The League of Villains and the Meta Liberation Army were defeated by Class 1A, Class 1B, and other pros in the famous War of Justice, which later became a legendary event. Togata Mirio also refused One for All, wanting to achieve things with his own quirk. After much pondering, which involved Izuku's input as well, a worthy successor for One for All was found. Although Izuku had to work on the person's confidence for some time, it all turned out for the best. Class 1A was aware of All Might's quirk and the successor, their beloved friend who also happened to be the current number 1 hero, Kirishima Idru, aka Pro Hero Red Riot. The era of the symbol of peace ended, and a new era began, an era where there was no standing symbol but immense and unshakable faith in the heroes as a whole. Hatsume, true to her conviction, established Hatsume Industries and started providing customized support items to aspiring heroes. Not only that, but she also provided employment for millions of people. But these clothes are so comfy. Izuku's complaint brought Shoyuta out of his thoughts. He gets it, the dark-haired elder mumbled, earning a playful slap on his shoulder from Namuri. Izuku! Denki yelled from the hall over the other voices. No sooner had he said that than Uraraka walked into the kitchen, threw Izuku over her shoulder without using her quirk, grabbed Hitoshi's hood, and dragged them out of the kitchen. Namuri and Hisashi burst out laughing while Shoyuta smirked. Sensei I thigh, Mina whined as she walked into the kitchen with Siro and Hagakure in tow. They each grabbed one of the elders and dragged them into the hall where everyone was already seated. Sensei! We're playing Truth or Dare. You have to join us. Kirishima yelled while Bakugo grumbled beside him. Izuku gave Aizawa his classic puppy eyes, causing the elder to agree. Izuku, truth or dare? Mina asked with a mischievous glint in her eyes. Izuku eyed her warily before shrugging. Dare. I dare you to give Aizawa-sensei a nickname. The class erupted into a collective "oh," while Aizawa rolled his eyes. Mina pulled out a cup of tea from nowhere, and Aizawa made a mental note to keep his 28-year-old problem children, who also happened to be adult pro-heroes capable of taking down villains like All for One, out of the seemingly immortal Chimera's clutches for as long as he unofficially fostered them. Izuku, however, grinned before turning to Aizawa. Dad, he exclaimed before quickly adding, with a wink. Aizawa smirked and crossed his arms with a relaxed posture. Dadzawa. Mina, Denki, Kirishima, Siro, and Uraraka yelled in unison while Todoroki chuckled. Ida, as usual, chopped his hands to stop them from rendering the others deaf. Izuku spun the bottle, and it pointed to Tokoyami. The game continued for a few rounds until Denki spun the bottle, and it pointed to Hisashi. Ooh, Mike-sensei. Truth or dare? Hisashi laughed and set his glass of soda down. I'm no spring chicken, so truth it is. Best mistake of your life? Hisashi's eyes immediately darted to Izuku, who was answering something Tsu had asked, and then to Aizawa and Namuri, who had knowing smiles on their faces. With a broader grin, the voice hero relaxed further into the sofa and draped his arms over his friend's shoulders. Getting Hound Dog's number wrong. The end. Hello my lovely readers. It's been a while since my last update. I've been quite busy lately, and I haven't been on Wattpad as much as I used to be. I'm genuinely surprised and incredibly happy to see that my works are still receiving love and attention. It feels like a dream to see my stories still among the top 10 on the charts. You all have made me so happy. I posted a thank you on my board recently, but I felt that a simple thank you wasn't enough. I want to express my gratitude and love to you all. I have finally decided to share snippets of how Izuku and Shinso made it into the hero course. I hope you enjoy it. Now, I must admit that I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I said I would never abandon the sequel I started, but it seems that I might have to. My creativity isn't flowing well with the preset world, and I'm struggling with writer's block right at the beginning of the sequel. Even though I'm trying my best, I'm not happy with what I've written. I'm juggling work and academics, using fiction as an escape when things get overwhelming. I love writing. I'm addicted to it. However, I can't continue with the sequel while my mind is buzzing with new ideas. So, I've decided to delete the sequel, and I'm truly sorry for that, but I feel it's my only choice. The good news is that I'm going to write a brand new chatfic. It's an alternate reality with a mostly canon setting and characters, but with different personalities. It's called Towards Change, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for your time. You all are amazing. First off, thank you for the continuous love you've shown for this book. I can't express how happy it makes me to see that you're enjoying it. I've been going through a rather stressful phase in my life, managing academics and a full-time job. At the end of the day, I look at your comments, and they truly brighten my mood. I know I haven't been active on Wattpad recently due to work, so I wanted to give you a bonus chapter as a token of gratitude for your support and love. Thank you so much. Ready, Mei-chan? You bet I am. Problem child. No. Shoyuta had no idea how he had ended up as a test subject for whatever his problem trio liked to call experimenting, but he certainly didn't enjoy it. Especially since either Namuri or Majima always found a way to sneak pictures and share them in the group chat. He did not like being the subject of their laughter. Right now, the poor, sleep-deprived hero was being flung into the air while Mei, Majima's mischievous friend, aimed what looked like a laser at him. Fly still, Mr. Scruffy. I gotta aim. Izuku stared at the airborne hero with wide eyes, practically shimmering with excitement. Shinso, standing next to his green-haired brother figure, maintained an exterior of indifference, but inside he was eager to see how Mei's new invention worked. Shoyuta never regretted teaching his purple-haired counterpart how to use his scarf as much as he did now. Flung into the air by his very own scarf. Traitors. A bluish ray shot toward him, and before he could react, he found himself encased in a floating, gooey ball. Midoriya. I've done it, the pink-haired inventor yelled in triumph. My new baby is ready. Whoa, that's awesome. How are we going to get him down now? Izuku paused mid-celebration and looked at a slightly worried Shinso. He turned to Mei, who was scribbling some crazy codes onto a piece of paper. Mei-chan. Oh, I dunno. Izuku and Shinso sweat dropped while the oblivious inventor stood under the piercing glare directed at her from above. Izuku shook his head and looked at his floating mentor. Hang in there, Aizawa-san. We'll figure something out. Well, thank you, problem child. I was really planning to get some coffee from across the street. Well, don't. You can do that after he realized a bit late that Aizawa was being sarcastic. If he could, Aizawa would have face-palmed himself hard enough to knock himself out. Since he couldn't, he chose to groan out loud instead. Mei-chan, do you know how to get him down? I told you I don't. Mei exclaimed in slight irritation, but we can try to develop an anti-gravity freeze ray. An anti-what? Shinso and Izuku asked at once, horrified by the mere prospect of hearing more about whatever that was. Izuku started sweating and eyed Mei warily. Mei-chan? What exactly is this device made for? Her unique yellow eyes sparkled as her hair blew with the sudden wind, and Shin so badly wanted to smack her. Now's not the time, Mei. I thought you would never ask. This is my new anti-gravity freeze ray. I thought I'd come up with something innovative to catch villains who can fly. You know, especially after the whole flying Nomu incident. I basically combined anti-gravity with problem children. Some movement-arresting substance that also suppresses your quirk. Of course, anti-gravity can't be suppressed as it's incorporated into it, and Izuku is easy to spread around like a lotion or gum, to make it more effective. Izuku, Shinso, and to make it portable, he's floating away. Izuku and Shinso were shaken out of their stupor and looked at where Mei pointed. Oh my god, he's floating away. Izuku was quick to jump onto the nearest tree and onto the rooftops in order to chase the flying Aizawa balloon, only to realize, quite late, that he had absolutely nothing on him to help catch the disfigured figure. God damn it. On it. Shinso, who was hot on Izuku's trail, yelled as he shot his scarf at Aizawa. The cloth grazed the goo but didn't stick to it as the gel repelled quirks or quirk-enhanced objects. Crap. What now? Em-chan. I am trying, the Natsukinya snapped, chasing the floating man with the all-terrain shoes she was so proud of. I can't just I can't undo it. Well, now what? We can't exactly let him fly away. Izuku yelled, trying to catch up with Mei. Quirk suppressing my foot. Now this scarf is basically useless. Shinso added, panting slightly. Will you three stop bickering and do something? Sorry, sensei. Ohoho, this is fun. Gah. Both Izuku and Shinso almost lost their balance and nearly plummeted straight into the trash cans below. Almost. Izuku was the first to regain his composure and attempted to glare at the chimera peeking out of Shinsu's scarf. Nizu-san? How in the world when did you? I didn't even feel you getting into the scarf. Shinsu-kun, please do not yell. I'm right on your back. I was there from the beginning. Aizawa-kun being a test subject was too much fun to risk missing out. You mean to tell me that you were there all along and you didn't tell us that Aizawa-en was floating away? Toshi, calm down. Izuku tried to calm the other down, but he was seething as well. Nizu-san, we're gonna talk about this later. For now, please help us. Can you guys shut up and help me? Mei yelled at them from a little ways away. Izuku and Shinso gulped and sped up to catch up with Mei. Aizawa closed his eyes with a deadpan expression and was most certainly thinking something along the lines of, I'm gonna get a lifetime of coffee and then deal with them all. Have you tried catching him with the scarf? Well, what do you think, genius? You were here all along. Izuku burst out while running. Have you tried flinging yourself into the air using the scarf? What do you think wait, we didn't? Toshi, launch me. Nizu pulled out a small portable flask and started sipping his tea while Shinso used part of his scarf to wrap around Izuku's waist and shot him after Aizawa. Luckily, Izuku caught on to the goo. Yes, wa. Shinso let out a strangled gasp as his scarf started to go limp and Izuku began to lose his grip on the gooey substance. Let go of the scarf, duh. The quirk suppressants follow induction. It's repelling the quirk energy flowing through Ivik. Let go. Shinso, too lost in the information dumped onto him, released the scarf, causing Izuku to get his hands stuck in the goo. Goddammit, Toshi. Hey, it's not my fault. Stop whining. You problem children are in a heap of trouble. I'm sorry, Aizawa-hin. Holy cow. What the heck is going on? Hawks-san. Hawks, who was patrolling the area, accidentally stumbled upon the most amusing scene he had ever seen. Who would have thought that the ever-grumpy Eraserhead would be floating away in a strange goo? Not to mention that there was a green vegetable and not coffee floating with him. Do you need help? Well, not really. We're just gliding. Yes, we need help, dumps. Aizawa snapped, having lost his last reserves of patience. Okay? Gee, no need to yell. The winged hero was about to reach out to catch them, but Mei yelled at him not to. The substance is quirk repelling and quirk suppressing. You'll fall. Then what am I supposed to do, miss? Get a rope. Something that can act as an insulator. Hawks groaned and rushed to find something that can act as an insulator. He dived in and caught a bedsheet that was set in someone's backyard to dry. Would cloth work? Yes. Quick. Tie it around Izuku's leg. Hawks wasted no time in complying and tied the bedsheet to Izuku's leg. Now what? Drag them back to you. That's a wise choice. Mei was about to call Nizu a rat but stopped herself, focusing on the duo being dragged instead. Once they were back at the UA training grounds, Hawks was asked to keep floating until they came up with a solution, much to the chagrin of the winged hero. Arg. This is a totally unexpected outcome, and I have absolutely no idea what to do. Mei whined, scratching her hair in a very concerning manner. Nizu, who was enjoying the show, decided that it was enough and that he didn't need a grumbling cat being 1,000 times grumpier and demanding twice the pay and thrice the coffee in his office. How did you get the substance to become gravity-resistant, Hatsume-san? I asked Uraraka from 1A to help me with it. Why? Nizu shrugged and continued sipping his tea. Shinso sighed and shook his head. He had no idea where Nizu always pulled out his teacups from, nor did he know how his friend, a genius inventor, was so oblivious. Mei. Get Uraraka-san. Okay? I don't see why though. Shinso slapped his face harshly, making Mei realize what they meant. She gaped at them before cursing under her breath and literally sprinted to get Uraraka. Mei-chan, why did you drag me all the way here? We were watching a movie, Aizawa-sensei. Izuku-kun? Ah, Uraraka-san. I guess now you know why you were dragged here, Nizu said with a mischievous glint in his eyes. Uraraka stared at the scene before her, shaking her head. Mei, this is crazy. You don't know how to undo this, and yet you went ahead with it. That's dangerous. Uraraka-san, get us down before you turn into a... Uraraka face-palmed and made the release symbol, causing the duo to almost plummet to the ground. Fortunately, Hawks caught them just in time. You children, Aizawa growled, peeling the goo off himself with a hint of frustration, are grounded. No more experiments. No more training. No more coffee. Izuku and Shinso gasped at the last statement, while Mei looked shocked at the mention of no more experiments. And Uraraka. Weiss-sensei. Lips sealed or no machi and no TV. Uraraka nodded quickly, mimicking a zipper motion across her lips. Yes, sensei. Good. As for you, Nizu, double pay and triple the coffee in my office. Nizu chuckled and climbed onto the already grumpy man's shoulders. You're becoming predictable, Aizawa. You and I both know that your request can't be fulfilled. Aizawa grumbled, letting out a string of colorful words that the kids found amusing, especially since they often caused him so much trouble. Izuku and Shinso turned pale when they discovered a picture of Aizawa floating in the group chat, with Midnight laughing uncontrollably at it for hours, nearly losing her breath. As a result, Aizawa grounded them for another week. The poor kids decided that their sensei was too tired and old to be their test subject and officially relieved him of his duties as a guinea pig. If Aizawa ever saw Namuri hanging upside down, wrapped in tape and paint, or Mick's hair dyed pink and tangled around him, he would surely take pictures and post them in the group chat himself.